And we're live. Hi everybody. Welcome to Going Critical. My name is Fabs. I am the GM producer here at Going Critical. Thanks for joining us. This is the second day of our Spooktacular marathon. If you came by yesterday, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. But we started yesterday with our Hellions of Halloween for our premiere of this marathon. It's going to be different games from different GMs and different groups the whole week. Today is Monsterhearts 2, Homecoming Hearts. I have a wonderful cast right now for you guys, and let's meet them. Let's start with Carrie.
Hello, I am Carrie, or Ms. You can find me on the internet at everywhere. Miscellanea, that is like miscellanea, but replace the S and the C with a Z. I play a lot of TTRPGs. I started playing TTRPGs in like 1995, and started with AD&D, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I like to draw and do things.
Amazing. We are so happy to have you here. Next, we have Chris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Tong. I go by he, him pronouns. I am one of the co-founders of pinkcity.ca. If you're unfamiliar, we are an anime gaming streetwear brand from Toronto, Canada. I also do a bunch of TTRPG stuff. I produce, edit, and currently GM a podcast called Super Journey Dudes. And I'm here to have fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I go by she, they pronouns.
Yes, and Chris, what are your pronouns?
He, him.
He, him. And Keith.
Hi, I am Keith. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on at Keith Asada on Twitter, or on Total Party Chill here on Twitch on Sundays playing Dungeons and Dragons, and on Mondays attempting to play almost every other TTRPG. So I'll see you there.
Amazing. Last but not least, C.
Hey y'all, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at Pie Sharp Art. I am super excited to be here today. I got through my intro way faster than I thought it was gonna. It always happens way faster than I think. So that's me. I'm super excited to be playing here today, and I'll pass it back to you.
Hey, I am so glad to have y'all. But yeah, we're playing Monsterhearts 2 today. I'm just adjusting some stuff before we start. But yeah, let's just do that. There we go. So yeah, things to know. This is a mature stream, so there might be certain things that you might be not so privy to. But that is completely fine. We respect your choice. If you need to step away, please do. Your safety and your fun is just as important as ours. We completely understand that. VODs are going to be available after this anyways. So if you feel like a little bit ready later on and you want to jump back in, feel free to do so. And we also have a partnership today, and a pseudo sponsor. Our friends from the Washi Station they're doing a sale right now for Halloween. If you want to check out their stationery, if you're into stickers, stamps, basic stationery stuff, check out their website, thewashystation.com. You can use Luna Month to get a 20% off discount at the checkout. And later today, during the break, we are actually going to be running a raffle. They were generous enough to give us a $20 gift card code, so we will be giving that away during the break. Well, you can enter during the break, and we are gonna announce the winner right after. And yeah, that being said, this is Homecoming Hearts, a Monsterhearts 2 like one shot. We start we start in 2022. It's close to fall. And actually, let's make this fun. Everybody, can you guys roll 2d6s? And I'm gonna go around and ask you the result, and we're gonna see who we meet first in these vignettes. All right, Carrie, what did you get?
An 8.
8. Chris, what did you get?
I also got an 8.
Okay.
Lucky number.
Keith,
7.
7. And C.
4.
Okay. Wait, Chris, what was yours again? Sorry, like my brain is.
An 8 or a 1.
8. Okay. So, 2 of you guys got 8s. We'll see.
I said or a 1 because I don't want to go first.
Carrie, are you fine to go first then?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
I'll set the low bar.
Okay. So, we open in a cold morning in the lovely wilderness of Colorado. See, there's a lot of trees. You see the fresh air just breezing by. You come outside. It's pretty nice out. A little bit of mist, a little bit of condensation, kind of breaks from your breath. Yeah, tell us how your day is going, Margot.
It's going pretty well. Had a good night's rest last night. Now getting up and early in the morning and getting ready to do some chores around the cabin.
Could you tell us what is during this morning, what is the priority chore for you right now? What is the one
some wood.
Chop some wood.
Not pretend, but be a lumberjack.
And as a lumberjack, you gather, there is still a pile from yesterday that you haven't really finished. And you start chopping, and you start smelling the savory smell of bacon on a cast iron pan. You start to smell like fresh toast, maybe freshly baked. And your companion that you live with, they walk out of the kind of like this cabin. I assume you guys kind of like live in like some sort of cabin like camp like thing, correct?
Yeah, it's like a smallish cabin, not like tiny, not like a single room or anything. Like, like you would rent if you go out to the lake or in a rustic area.
Yeah, it's like something you see on Airbnb and you're like, I wanna rent that for like a good
I wanna glamp, but not like glamp in a chalet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's well built. And Joanne, your companion, somebody who you've had a very interesting history with, comes out and says, "Yeah, Margot, breakfast is ready. You don't have to finish all of that, right?"
Well, I mean, good morning, and I'm leaving for a few days, and I just want to make sure you're set to go.
It's fine. I should be fine. I mean,
Gotta keep the dogs warm.
I know, and maybe Henry, the squirrel, can help me out. I don't know.
Well, he just hangs out in your shirt all day, so.
Of course. How are you feeling about this trip, though?
Curious. Interested to just, see where everybody's at.
10
See
years.
home.
Yeah, 10 years. Tell me about high school. Like, are you excited to see anybody? Like, you haven't really told me about that time of your life.
Well, I mean, I was young and stupid and trying
we
to be
all?
smart, but a little too focused on the books, less focused on the important things. And,
Really?
Margot's obviously puts the axe down and
Yeah.
and walks over to Joanne and gives her a kiss, and he says, it's just standard high school fare,
Of course.
I mean, I guess maybe not so standard, given, my situation, referring to her ancestry.
Yeah. Yeah. You never mentioned. Did anybody else know?
Yeah, there were a few. There was what's me and this kid. We got real hyped up about this LARP thing.
Oh.
And we ended up actually having one, but it wasn't. It was great. It was a great time, and a bunch of us were there, but I kind of lost a little bit of control, and it kind of came out a little bit, but nothing terrible happened. But it did, that's how they found out. So, but they're all a little strange like me.
Well, I just want to make sure that you're gonna be fine, but it seems like you. And you don't have to worry. Are you sure you
know.
don't want me to come?
Well, it'd be tough to find someone to take care of the kids, the dogs, and the dogs are kids.
I know. I mean, like, Dan by the gas station really loves them, and we could just. I'm pretty sure he has like that yard, like by his garage. We can leave the kids over there.
I don't trust other people.
Look, that's fair.
I mean, if you really want to come, I obviously would love to have you, but there's always going to be a nagging in the back of my mind about what's going on.
Sure. No, I understand. And, maybe this is time for you to reconnect, see the people that, you had in your life. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm probably I'm not the only one probably in your life that's keeping you going. I'm pretty sure you missed some of your friends back then.
I mean, you're most of it. It's fine. I'm just curious. And you know what? I mean, you trust me to take care of myself, and I'll trust you to take care of yourself.
Okay. Well,
But you make sure to call me.
Yes, of course. I mean, we just got the new connection. Like, the internet is completely fine now. So, if you want to maybe video call me when you get there or something, if you get bored at the whole homecoming,
I probably
anytime. All right?
For sure.
And she gives you a peck on the cheek and a smack on the bum and says, "All right, let's have breakfast."
Time for breakfast.
And you, as you're walking towards the threshold of the door, a loud stammering of barks, excited barks, and
Tippy taps.
tippy taps, pretty much echo around this small cabin. And as you enter, we detach from that and we fly over. I want to hear this because we talked about this and this sounds interesting. Mark, we zoom into a. Can you describe your living situation to us?
Sure. It is a very minimalist apartment, penthouse apartment in New York City. I think you see the scene starts with the blackout shades slowly retracting from across his apartment windows, and it slowly reveals a view of Central Park. And Mark is sleeping, and the camera kind of like pans down, and he's fit, but he's like dehydrated, like very obviously. And there's like a voiceover that kind of goes over like a montage of Mark's life. And if you don't mind, I would like to read this voiceover that I've.
I don't mind at all. I really love this idea.
Nice. So the voiceover starts. Hi, my name is Mark, and I'm the most successful guy you'll ever know. Not only do I rise and grind, but I sell and steal and sweat and honey. I make it look good. I wasn't always like this. I used to be a wallflower, a doormat. But that part of me is gone, drowned under the stacks of cash I earned from trading M-Coin. What is M-Coin, you ask? It's the world's newest and only stack-listed, platinum-endorsed giga cryptocurrency. Get yours today, because capital, that's all we got, baby. And like the scenes behind him are of him like, like walking through New York, just like pushing guys over, yelling at people, like going into this like really empty office where like he's the only person in it, and it's like huge. And then he's like suddenly in a like a nightclub, and he's like kissing guys and like stuff like that, and then he just like goes back to bed at the end of this little montage.
Yeah, like as the montage of like everything and the ooze, ooze, ooze music just like dies down.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, and you describe yourself as restless.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're coming down from a high of weird, like just crazy party nights, you hear a ping on your phone. It's an email.
Oh. I open it.
Yeah. You open it. And you're seeing like you're cordially invited to class of 2012 homecoming, blah 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 blah. And pretty much like it's an invitation to a kind of high school reunion. You notice from the like for some reason like this was probably sent by the principal, and one of the one of the first names that you see on the list is x.martinez@gmail.com.
I think you see Mark's like Mark's facade like cracks for the briefest of moments. And then like he you see him send like a reply, and then he puts like an event in his calendar for this reunion. And then you see him close all that and get on Grindr.
Okay.
And start looking for guys.
I want to.
And can I like click on one that looks a lot like X Martinez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find, so to describe to the viewers, you find like a like it's an Argentinian like local Argentinian man, scruffy, kind of like 5 o'clock shadow. You see this guy for sure has been like just basically like being like the New York kind of model. Just like you see underwear photos, you see them partying at industry, going to therapy at like at late nights, and you're familiar with these bars as these are like huge like establishments in the city. And as you click, you get a reply, and it just says like WYD question mark.
Looking for you. What are you doing?
And they just reply waiting, and you see like the chat go up again, and it gives you an address, which is not too far. It's actually like in like around like the 50 streets on the west side. You could easily either take an Uber or actually walk there if you wanted to. And they send you some explicit emojis along with that. And yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm taking an Uber Black over.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once you get there, you know exactly what the photos look like.
Nice.
Although substance is not really all there. Definitely only there for the hell of it.
Oh, that wasn't what Mark was looking for anyway.
They pretty much, they're welcoming to a point, and they invite you to have a little fun.
And we have some fun.
Exactly. And with the calendar, we close in with your phone on the side, and you see the calendar notification just say like confirm attending high school reunion. Nice. And we fade to black to that. Next we're gonna go with since we're already in New York, we're gonna go a few days after, to a coffee shop. Chris, could you describe this coffee shop to us?
The coffee shop is probably very similar to a Starbucks. You know what? It probably is a Starbucks. And yeah, they're sitting by the window. You see, dressed in a varsity jacket, backwards cap, a tall young man who, by all means, would fit a description of a himbo, big himbo energy. Broad-shouldered, brawny, slick back, clearly dyed blonde hair. You see him kind of reading a book, like a pink little book that you see the title of it. It says, "You're an asshole, now what?" And he's just kind of like, damn.
Yeah. And you're reading, and you pretty much like fall into this one passage, and it basically talks about taking accountability. Accountability for actions, whether it's in relationships, in friendships, or even at work. And when it falls to the phrase that taking accountability at work, can you describe the memory of what got you to this point?
Yeah, so Alex kind of it's a kind of big sigh and remembers that he not too long ago lost his job because of how he treated a fellow employee. kind of had a sit down with another coworker who he considered a friend, who kind of gave him that reality talk that we all kind of need one day in our lives, and has kind of been reflecting ever since then. And hence reading this book
Yeah,
that
and
probably
and
isn't a real book.
yeah, and as you're continuing reading and you're reflecting to what happened, you find yourself somebody starts to sit in front of you, somebody familiar, somebody with rich clothing. The scent reminds you of both your childhood, both in a good way and a bad way. And it's your mother.
Oh, hi, Mom. I guess you're early.
Yes, dear, I you look horrible. Are you eating well? Are you doing well? Is everything okay?
Yeah. No, I'm great. Yeah, I've been eating a lot. I've been sleeping a lot. That's kind of mostly what I just do all the time now. I don't really, yeah.
Look, Alex, I've noticed that the last time we've spoken with each other, you've been very preoccupied with everything that's going on. I'm just worried about you, and well, I heard oh, you remember Miss Choi from your high school. Her son was one of the football kids. Used to hang out with him. I heard that they're organizing a kind of a get together, a reunion of sorts. And look, I've been worried about you, and I think you were so happy when you were back in high school, and maybe remembering the glory days might bring you back to your old spirits.
Yeah, no, that sounds dope. I mean, yeah, I think everyone like loved me back then, so like I think
Yes, of
it'd be good
course.
to see everyone again, right? Yeah.
And she pinches your cheeks. Of course. Yes, I could tell them that you're coming, and if you want, we can drive down, and we can, I don't know, we can rent out a really nice house, and you can do whatever you please. I just worry about you, son.
No, no, it's all good, Mom. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll get down on my own. Yeah, you don't gotta worry about it, Mom. How about you? How are you? Like, how's that new book doing? Like that's the one about the crime-fighting bats that dress up as humans. That one?
Yeah,
How's that one going?
it's going well. It has a few edits, but we'll get there. I will be fine, son. Look, have you eaten yet? Are you? You look like you haven't eaten a proper meal.
Oh
Let's go.
yeah, wow, that's crazy. It's one already. All right, yeah, I guess. Yeah, do you want to get brunch,
Yeah,
lunch?
let's go to the tavern. Let's go. And she pretty much like fiddles with her phone and orders an Uber. And how are you feeling right now as you guys are walking outside of this coffee shop?
Alex definitely feels nervous, but also somewhat relieved in a way. Kind of looking forward to possibly attending this reunion. In terms of like confronting, the way he may have treated some people back then, and now kind of getting that chance to maybe revisit those relationships and maybe, I mean, in his mind, make amends, but also really unsure how those will play out. But obviously doesn't want his mom to worry, so he's kind of putting on a face of like, yeah, it's all good. I'll be fine. Everyone loves me back there. Yeah, it'll be great to see everyone again. Stoked.
And as a like black Camry just passes by and stops, and as your mother enters, you go in, and we're going to fly overseas. Amsterdam. And you see a lot of tourists flooding the streets. It's about like late noon, going towards like 1 or 2 o'clock. Obviously in this time zone. This happens like about like maybe like a few days earlier from everybody else's. And you see, please, what's Kestrel doing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now in Amsterdam?
They are basically passed out on somebody's couch. Not their couch, not anyone they know's couch, but whatever like flavor of the week group of friends that they find themselves tagging along with. That's where they are. And after a late night of partying, is it Monday? Who cares? I don't know. They have like their feet on the coffee table, and there's like a magazine kind of like plastered over one of their eyes as their like head is just like back on this like really gross like black pleather couch, you know, that has seen like way too many rave kids sit on it. Like at any given time. And that's where Kestrel is just kind of like passed out. They're not quite awake yet. The day has not yet begun.
Amazing. And as you're falling in and out of consciousness and just still, you know, feeling sleepy, you hear a male voice saying, "Oh man, Kess is fucking amazing. I can't believe we got this. I can't believe that she took a motorcycle, jumped over one of the fucking like out of character, like what do they call those like things,
mopeds?
No, yeah.
Ramp?
Oh, the like bridges?
Yeah, like the bridges, like they have like a lot of like these waterways.
Oh, canals?
Yeah, canals. Yeah, exactly. You see this guy like, man, I can't believe she jumped over a canal with a fucking bike. Like a bicycle.
Jumped over it twice, babes. Jumped over it twice.
I know. And you see as you say that, you notice that behind them is another woman just watching the footage that you guys took the day prior, and saying, Kess, what got you into like all these stunt things? I can't even imagine doing this.
Kess is like still half asleep, I think, as they realize that they're not actually going to get any more rest because these people are talking to them now.
Yeah.
They kind of like lean up on the couch, wiping like grime away from their face, and then they realize that they have a black eye and they can't actually get the like puffiness to go down. So they're like, oh, fuck that shit. Can I curse on this channel? I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't.
Of course.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Because Kess does.
Talk
and
shit,
they
motherfucker.
like
There you go.
talk shit, motherfucker, baby. Let's go. And they like look at this person who's looking at the footage, and they half asleep just kind of go, if you're not afraid of death, you could do fucking anything.
Oh, Jesus. It's both dark and kind of hot. And
Correct.
and as they say that, they say, and you notice it's your laptop that you gave them permission to edit your footage, and they say, I think you got an email, and they pass.
Is it
over.
another sponsorship deal or something?
No, it's like high school.
One of my exes. High school.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, you're invited. I don't want to read it. Like, here you go, and they hand you over the laptop.
They take it, but they look like they kind of don't want to, and they're like, what is the point of a personal assistant if you're not going to read my emails? But they open it anyway.
Yeah. As you open it, just like Mark, you notice that it is an email for 10-year anniversary, like 10-year reunion at your old high school. And it is an RSVP. Again, because the principal is a dumbass, you notice that there are a bunch of emails. You notice a few familiar ones, like Margot. What would your email be? Oh, I think you're
Oh, you're
muted.
muted.
Because I usually never mute myself. It would be like margotaru@gmail.com. So like Margot AROO.
Yeah. Chris, what would Alex's email be?
It's like a straight up like A.Bay.
Amazing. Mark.
It's Mark at mcoin.
Amazing. And last one you notice is it's kind of off-putting to you, but the last one that you notice is pretty princess queen at Gmail, which is so high school, and you notice you recognize this one.
Yeah. I think for the first time in the last, I don't know, 76 hours, Kestrel's eyes actually focus on something, like black eye and all. Their eyes kind of widen for a moment as they look over this email and the names of all of it, and their finger like pauses over the scrolly bar thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then they lean back for a minute. Huh. When did you say you're paying me for this?
Oh, we already put it in last night. Is it not there? I mean, I could call the bank right now if it's all trouble.
Yeah, make sure you call the bank. I need to buy plane tickets.
Oh, sure. You want me to take care of that? Where are you heading?
New Jersey.
Oh,
They
sure.
close the laptop.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just she's like, just give me the details, and I'll give the bank a call. I'll book you a flight, and yeah. Why are you leaving so soon? I thought we had like a few more days.
Yeah, a few more days. I'll be back. It's whatever. There's a pillow princess with my name on it.
Oh. Okay. Do you want company? And like you see like several people just perk up when they say, "Do you want company?" Definitely whatever polycule kind of thing is going on. Definitely is like a lot of people are interested in what's going on.
Cute, but not that cute. Sorry, I have actual business to attend to.
Oh. Sorry. Okay, sure. And you basically give them the information. They start making calls. How is Kess feeling right now?
Hungry. That low royal of like desire, intensity for anything, that kind of like distant bubbling memory of the last time that they actually felt anything that could satisfy that like low emptiness in their heart, really.
Yeah, and you see there's somebody there sleeping. And you, as you approach them and get comfortable and feel the dreams of this individual, you start to feel sated a little bit, and you start to see what's going on in their head. But as you see, what they were dreaming of is a little spicy. Fingers down someone's sternum, and it cuts to a memory of tan skin and your fingers running through the sternum in a little small bee tattoo on the rib cage. Small enough that it can be hidden under some form of bra, easily hidden. The smell of lavender hits your nose, and a little bit hint of cherry lip balm. As staring in your eyes are these emerald green eyes, with the emotions as if you're the only person in the world. And then it cuts as you finish your feed. And you're interrupted with the door opening. It's like, all right, babe, I booked everything. You seem like you wanted to leave real quick. The earliest I could get was 8 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully that's okay.
Don't call me babe.
You
You're
see-
fired.
And as they
All of you are fired.
as they like everybody's just dumbfounded. Everybody just looking around. We cut to and we dissolve into footsteps of Kess at Newark Airport.
This is the worst airport in the whole world, I fucking swear.
Just to let you guys know, I love that airport because it's so near to my place. Anyway, as you guys as you leave the airport, there is a car waiting for you, with your name simply Kess, like Kestrel, and you get in the car. You see the familiar woodlands of New Jersey as it drives you all the way to a small town called Whitford. You are rented out a kind of like a small house, familiar house, which is only a few doors down away from the old house that you used to live. It is a small town. And
I forgot how small towns could be.
And as you navigate through this new place, other people as well, a few days later, arrive to New Jersey. And we move over to next scene. Roll me 2d6s again, everybody, to see who arrives first.
You got a 9.
8.
3, 8.
6.
Margot, ever punctual. Tell me, how do you get there? Do you rent a car? Do you just use a car service? Walk?
Probably just a car service
As the
Just to
car
get- there.
Yeah, as the car service drives around, you see the familiar haunts that you've called your own in the past. You see the basketball courts, you see the bleachers where people used to make out and just like hide and do some back like shady deals in high school. And you get to the auditorium. And first face that greets you is a very lanky, pale man. It is the principal, Principal Davis, and he's 10 years older, but he always looked so old. This man looks like he's already in his like 60s, 70s. And he sees you as like, Miss Jones. Miss Jones, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Principal, Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. Davidson. It's really nice to see you. Yes. Well, it's a little bit early. Thank you for coming. Yes, please. You can come in and make sure that you talk to Jeremy. And he's helping out with all the registrations. I believe you and Jeremy used to be friends, and you remember
Yeah.
Jeremy as
Mhm.
your LARPing friend. Yeah. He's helping out with Bridget Wheeler, one of the cheerleaders from back then. But yes, please feel welcome. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yes. And he puts his like bony hand on your shoulder. It's just like really unsettling. It's
I
nice to
think
see you.
Margot would kind of like
Yeah, exactly.
step out of the way so he doesn't touch her.
Yeah, he doesn't even. He's so unaware that he doesn't notice how faux pas that was. And he starts. You see people start coming in now. And he diverts his attention to the newcomers. And as you're walking through, you see a table with a bunch of name tags. And you see, can you describe to me what Jeremy looked like the last time you saw Jeremy? The way that you remember Jeremy.
Just classic nerd. But tall, very lanky, no muscle, like skin and bones. Probably like the wire. They used to not be cool, you know, like the aviator style, like wire frames when they weren't cool.
Yeah.
Um, and but I also imagine that he also kind of was like almost growing facial hair a little too young at the
Yeah.
same time, just kind of adding a little bit of like a dichotomy or whatever.
Yeah.
And probably his voice probably he had a deep voice probably real early, but he was just
Yeah.
a nerd at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you're walking, you see same tall frame, but now a little bit more solid, more built. You see that he is wearing a t-shirt over like underneath a blazer combo. And the t-shirt has like a company who shall not be named for what they are doing. And it's a TTRPG shirt. And you see he has jeans on. You see he has like some trendy glasses, but he has definitely that nerd aura, but he's grown into it. He's loved
So
it.
hot.
Yeah. But he's definitely grown into his hobbies, and is proud of it. And you see next to him is a kind of like a well dolled up woman, African American, in like an emerald green dress, just like fixing some of the name tags. And you see Jeremy point at you. Margot, is that you?
Jeremy.
And he
Uh,
and you don't even notice that he actually grew like much taller than before, like maybe about like 6 more inches than you last remember, and he was already tall. So he stands about like 6'5", right? And he like gives you like he tries to lean in. It's like, can I just give you a hug right now?
Come on in.
And he gives you a hug and just like lifts you up. And this is the most earnest form of physical contact that you've had apart from Joanne. And you're noticing a little bit of moisture coming on your shoulder. And as you put down, you see him take off his glasses, and he's tearing up a bit. Like, Marco, I've missed you so much. I can't. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh my god.
You look great.
Oh,
It's good to
thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I made it. I made it.
Like here or?
Well, I live all the way on the West Coast now. I'm doing like role playing games now. I'm working in the
that's
space. Like
great.
yeah. Yeah. You look. It sounds stupid, but you inspired me to do so. Got
Wow,
into
that
it.
is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, how are you doing?
I am living my best life. Just
Did you stay in
Just-
town? Like,
I mean, for a little bit, and then I kind of like, went on a road trip for a few years. I ended up in Colorado.
oh, really?
Yeah. It
Must
just,
be beautiful over there.
Kind of doing some like homesteading type stuff.
Oh, cool. Fantastic. Well, look, we got to get everybody settled. But I'll see you inside, and we should just catch up. And how long are you staying in town? Maybe we can like have dinner or something.
Oh, not too long. Maybe just a couple of days, because I have to get back to my partner and our animals.
Oh, I would love to hear more about them. But yeah, and he starts writing your name on a name tag and hands it over. And you see he's still like a little bit teary-eyed. And he hands it to you.
Margot's gonna reach up and like tap him on his face gently.
Yeah.
Say it's good to see you.
And he just like gives you a nod. And while this whole exchange is happening, Mark, how do you make your entrance?
I go into my garage. I choose one of my cars. I think it's the Audi. It's a red number, low to the ground, very sleek and slick.
Yeah.
And I think before I leave, I decide to Airbnb out like
Yeah.
the biggest house in the town that I can get.
Yeah.
And I just make a scene as I enter the town, because the Audi is like super loud.
Yeah.
And in this, yeah.
Margot, as you touch Jeremy's face, you hear a rev of the engine so loud, and everybody starts looking back. I don't know if you do, but Mark, describe to us. There is a valet service for people who want to just go in and have somebody park their car. Describe to us how you make your entrance. There is like several people right now just like standing around the entrance of the auditorium.
Yeah, I step out. I am wearing, this is fall, right? Autumn?
Yeah, it's October
I
25th. Like it's exactly
Nice.
today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I step out in a like a navy suit with a black button-down shirt. The first two buttons are unbuttoned, and you see like some gold chains around my neck. I throw my keys to the valet along with several $100 bills. And I think on my wrist are like several like gold bracelets, basically, and some rings on my other hand. And I suppose like the principal is coming up to greet me.
Actually, the funny thing is when you revved your engine, you see the principal get spooked a little bit. Looked back at him and he just like sidestepped, and he looked like you might have scared something out of him, and he walked back into the auditorium as you notice.
That feels so gratifying to Mark.
And with that gratification, you see a not so familiar face. This guy, pretty much like well groomed hair, just like a regular, like kind of like a buzz cut. You see he has like kind of like an oversized suit on a little bit, a little too long on the sleeves, a bunching up on like the ankles, a little ill-fitting, and you get a sense that you know this person, and he approaches you as like, "Hi, Mark. Um, it's
Hi.
it's
Sorry, who are you? I don't.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to have all the, and you notice now that he has scars, piercing scars on his brow, like on his lip.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Right. Oh
yeah.
man, it's so good to see you.
It's great to see you too. Yeah.
How are you doing? How's
Oh,
like this?
oh yeah. I had to grow up, so I ended up, just taking my CPA exam, and now I'm an accountant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, an accountant, huh? Hey, that means you know the value of money, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I want to talk to you about this super new cryptocurrency
Oh,
that I'm backing.
it makes sense now. It all makes sense now. Yeah, please tell me more about it. Yeah,
And then
it,
Mark just like slings his arm
yeah,
over Jeremy's shoulders and it just starts to like whispering to him, trying to like
yeah.
get him invested.
Um, I so let me check your playbook real quick.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if
I
there's something that can happen here.
Yeah. By the way, I did choose the Dark Recruiter move, which says when you bring an innocent soul to the Dark Power, mark experience.
Roll me a hot roll.
Sure. I'm going to use a bargain that I've made with my Dark Power, aka Mammon, the Demon of Avarice.
Okay.
I give him a string in order to add 2 to my next roll.
Okay.
So he has 1 string on me now.
Okay. I'll mark that.
Uh, 8.
8. I would say that's a success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Added experience for that.
And I pass Jeremy my card and say, "You're not gonna regret this. We're both gonna make so much money."
Yeah. And at the end of your conversation about the crypto, and he just says, "Hey, look, you're being amazing to me right now, but I've been meaning to tell you for like all these years that thanks, man. You were so kind to me, and that thing you did with Alex Faye back in the day, that was great. And thanks for that."
Yeah, of course. And like Mark is already looking around the room to see like who else he could sell his crypto to. He's like, that was really good. I hope you're doing better.
Oh yeah. And we move over to Kess. How do you arrive to the reunion?
On a motorcycle.
Okay. Another and obviously, Mark, you're so self-absorbed and looking for your next mark, you don't notice another loud rumble. You do notice that the principal, after coming out of the bathroom, gets spooked again and goes back in. But Kess, as you go, do you use the valet service?
I think they pull into it,
Yeah.
and they like kick up the motorcycle for a minute, and they take their helmet off do the whole like, yes, I am here, yes, I am gay, yes, I am hot
You
vibe,
see,
where they
there's like these like valet people are just like high schoolers that are like just volunteering for like a few bucks, and you see this key girl, like the girl who just like takes the keys and like records them, just stares at you, just enamored, like.
Yeah, absolutely not. There's no way you're touching my bike. And they kind of like start kicking it over to where like it seems like the other cars are parked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and some other dude just like points you over to where you can park your motorcycle safely, with no trouble. And after that, as you're walking in, you find yourself heading to the registration booth, and you see a large man with a boisterous laugh, talking about how beautiful his wife is, and is just talking to Bridget, who you notice is now giving like these ID cards. And this man is like, I didn't know that my wife is like that back in high school. And you hear like next to him, it's like, shut up, stop embarrassing me, okay? Like, just. And as you see the sudden scent of cherry lip balm and lavender hits your nose, and you notice that it is Helena. And you guys lock eyes, and the familiar emerald green eyes again pierce through your whatever you have in there, whether it's a soul or not. And they just suddenly look away. And you hear them say, "Come on, I just like my feet are killing me. Just get inside and have a seat for a little bit." And just grabs this mountain of a man and just like he waves goodbye to the people at the table.
Kess watches them go for a minute, like biting out, like holding back whatever like shout that they wanted to shout about, like, oh, you really didn't know what your wife was like in high school? Let me tell you. They'll get to that later, I think. So they're holding on to that, and they kind of saunter up to the registration desk, and they put their helmet down on like some of the papers. Wow, still know how to clear a place out, don't I?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't quite remember you. I'm Bridget.
No, I spent a lot of time in detention. I doubt you would remember me.
Oh.
Kestrel.
Oh, sure. And she looks at the thing. Oh, and you see, Jeremy. It's like, Kess? Hey.
Wow.
It's Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you still look like a nerd, but taller. Good job.
Hey, always a nerd, and I'm proud of it. All right. Hey, how you been?
Huh. Me? Fine.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Man, was that your bike out there?
Of course it was.
Amazing. So great. Look, Margot's actually inside already. We should all catch up later.
Oh, that is such a cute idea, isn't it? This is so quaint. So fucking quaint, isn't it? Oh, high school reunion, catching up with everyone.
Yeah.
Well, fine. Let me go say hi to Margot. You want to sign me in or something?
Oh yeah. And he writes your name on a thing. You see Bridget kind of gives you like this weird, like, who the fuck is this person? Kind of like a look. And Jeremy just hands you a name tag and is like, yeah, I'll see you in there after I sign everybody in.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. And then they look back at Bridget. Don't stare too hard. You want to take a picture? So you don't forget this time?
She looks away and just like, Jeremy, I'm just gonna use the rest. Got this? It's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And
Yeah,
she
that's what I thought.
she leaves. And on the way to the like restroom, we pan back again to the entrance. Alex, how do you arrive at the at the homecoming?
So I think Alex would take like a luxury ride share or whatever, like a Tesla Uber Black or something far, but like have him get dropped off far enough so that he could actually skateboard the rest of the way to the school for old time's sake.
Yeah.
So he would pull up in like a yellow skateboard with like blue lightning bolts on it. And at first, like kind of like trying to look cool, and then like throughout this whole commute, rehearsing like lines in his head of what he's gonna say to people. Be like, yeah, no, that's good. And then wants to like pull up like super cool on a skateboard, but he's like, no, you gotta be chill. No, that's too much. Kind of gets off the skateboard and will walk with the skateboard under his arm the rest of the way.
Cool. And you get dropped off and you're walking, and you're noticing like people are driving in, and as you're like walking, somebody honks their horn at you.
Turn around and look at, and I guess throughout this whole experience, also looking for like a familiar face or someone who possibly didn't hate him as much as like the first person he could like make contact with. But yeah, looks around to see who honked at him.
Yeah. And you see the window go down, and it's this like other Asian kid. He has a beard. He has like kind of like receding hairline already. And like he's just wearing like a really polished suit. It's like, hey, Alex, is that you? It's Bobby.
Yeah.
It's Bobby from.
Oh, Bobby, dude, how you doing?
Hey, man, like, what are you doing, like, walking?
I like awkwardly reach my hand in the window.
Yeah, and you see, like, you now notice that there is like a woman next to him in the passenger seat as you reach over.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, this is my wife Bianca. Dude, you want to just like get in the back and just like we can just like drive together to the entrance?
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like pull up together, like squad, like the old days. Yeah, no,
like
I'm
the
down.
old days. Yeah,
like, yeah. Which can I just get in, like this side?
Yeah, and
Want to be in the middle?
It's an SUV, so like you can get into the back.
Cool.
And as you enter, it's the typical like air freshener smell. And he's like, yo, so how you been, man? Like, you excited to see like Zavi and like the others, man?
Yeah, man, got the boys back together. Yeah, no, good, man. Yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah, I've been good. Just I got a lot of free time now, so just working out a lot. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice. Yeah, you see, I got a gut now. Like, kids, man, change your life.
Yeah, kids. I guess I'll introduce myself to this partner.
Yeah.
Alex, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Like, she reaches around. Bianca, it's nice to meet you. So you guys went to high school together?
Yeah, we both were on the football team. Bobby, man, you should have seen him run. That guy.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of running anymore, as she kind of playfully like slaps his shoulder. I mean, I do have to like run around the park and catch the kids sometimes, but yeah, like, how about you, man? Like, you got somebody, you got a family, like
not right now, just like, chilling, just in between jobs right now, just hanging out mostly, enjoying being single,
You notice that he and his partner look at each other,
I'm like sweating,
and it's like, yeah, of course. Is that your board? Like, are you still?
Yeah, same one.
Oh,
yeah, I thought I'd like bring it back and be like, yo, it's me, Alex. Like, remember? But
yeah, of course.
Honestly, I'm just glad I saw like a familiar face like first. Like, it'd be kind of awkward if I like showed up alone, right?
Yeah, of course. And he looks again at his wife, and you guys get to the entrance, and he's like, yo, well, He's by the valet, and he just says like, "How about we just meet you inside?" And like sometimes these kids might scratch my car, so I'm just gonna park it myself. That cool?
Yeah, you sure? I could wait. Like, I could totally wait.
Oh no, it's fine. Like it's already there, man. And I think I see some of the boys over there as well. I could just meet you guys over there.
Yeah. No, cool. Yeah, no, I'll go in. I'll go in first and yeah, scope it out, see who's here.
Yeah. And as you exit the car,
Absolutely dreading going in by himself.
yeah, you exit the car, and before the door slams, you hear it's like he's exactly the same. What? And then you shut the door, and then they move on to park their car.
Yeah,
And-
like I fully pull up with like a varsity, like even the way I dress, I'm like trying to kind of look like good old Alex, like popular high school Alex.
And as you're there, as you're pretty much like setting up, like trying to sign up, Jeremy is not kind of not of a fan of yours. You walked up to him, is like, "Oh, Alex, right?"
Yeah, you're Jeremy. Yeah, no, yeah, good to see you, dude. Yeah, you look great.
Yeah. He starts writing your name on a sticker, and he's like, he passes it to you, and he doesn't even look at you. Like,
All right, I'll see you in there.
yeah, sure. And
I'm
as
immediately looking around to see like any like Zavi, even like Cass, anyone who will take me away from this absolute torture of being alone and anxious.
you start seeing a lot of people. You start seeing some of the football kids, some of the lacrosse kids, some of the basketball kids coming together, like mostly the athletes. These are your friends, and all of them have their wives. One even has their baby with them. Fuck brings a baby to
Yeah.
like a reunion, but they did.
God, it's high school reunion, not daycare. Jeez.
But yeah. So I just noticed there was a raid. Thank you for the raid. Howdy.
Hey.
But yeah, you're noticing that kind of like awkward space, and some of them are looking at you from like pretty much familiar with who you are, but also trying not to seem that they know you. Kess, where are you right now?
What a question. Kess has been looking violently through the pantry just to see what they have.
Oh, through the spread. Well, they have spiked punch. They have like they have a cash bar. And like
A cash bar.
Yeah, a cash bar, it's not open bar. And pretty much like, like finger foods, like it's the regular thing. You see that there's like a DJ on like the at the stage on the auditorium. But if you're looking by like the bar area, Alex, you definitely see Cass over there.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna book it over to Cass and like brandishing my skateboard and just be like, "Yo, Cass, is that you?"
And Kess looks at, I think there's still like the last little dredges of the black eye, right? And they look, and then they look again. Fuck, I just thought I saw a ghost. Alex, why do you look
same.
literally the same?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was like a thing where like you come to a high school reunion and you're like, "Hey, it's me," and I'm like, I don't know.
You know, we'd still recognize you even if you weren't wearing the same exact thing that you wore the day before graduation.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, it's nice to see you too, man. Kind of like tries to go in for like some hand thing. Doesn't know if it's a handshake or like one of those.
They do it back, and their hand is ice cold.
Oh. You good?
Yeah. Fall's really chilly, isn't it? Right?
Oh yeah. You still shred? And like I kind of like lift up my skateboard.
Did you seriously bring that thing here? To shred?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, of course I fucking shred.
Well, hell yeah, yeah, sick. We should like, you know, shred together sometime or something like the good old days.
Right, the good days, right? Because I had such a good day, right? We had such good days, you and right. And they turned back to like the gin and tonic that they bought for like $7, which is way too much, even for like a closed bar, cash bar. They're mad about it. They kind of swirl it around.
You notice that there's like kind of like a small sign. It's like don't like the proceeds will go to the rebuilding of like the school gym's locker room that has finally just given out.
And I think they look at the sign and they like gesture their drink toward it. That's kind of funny, isn't it? You fucked that up for everyone.
I mean, kind of looks around, I guess, but we all know what actually happened. Well, I don't know. Did you even catch any of it before you?
No, it's kind of hazy, actually.
He's not really going to say anything to that. He just kind of nods, and looks around, like doesn't want anyone to kind of hear this conversation.
Marco, you notice by the bar,
Oh no.
Mark as well, the two of you notice that Alex and Kess have finally found each other and are conversing. But I want to know what you guys are doing.
I think Margot is completely and utterly comfortable just being alone. And just watching people, not really overthinking anything. Just as an observer, definitely would not have bought anything from the bar. Just grabbed like a plate of snacks and some punch and whatnot, but is not spending money. She's already spent enough.
Yeah.
But when she sees when she sees Alex and Kess kind of meet up, she's gonna like cock her head a little bit and head on over there in that direction.
Okay.
If I see Margot heading my way, I'm like immediately like wiping any I guess I had a drink, like any like moisture on my hands, try to like look all proper.
What are you, nervous or something? It's just Margot.
Yeah, no, it's just like been a couple years, just it's been a while.
Hey Margot, can you believe that they're charging us $7 fucking for a drink this size?
No, and I am not spending fucking money on that at all. Like,
Do you think that if we just went behind the bar and took a bottle of whiskey for ourselves, they can't put us in detention, right? Like that's not how it works anymore.
that's true. I mean, what is the worst that could happen? Like,
You hear
I don't know.
hear the bartenders like, honestly, if you want to just take a bottle out of here. And you notice that like they have like kind of like a school kind of like pin. And you know this like from years of staying here, you know that this is the common like service the service school kind of thing where it's like these are like training to be like restaurant managers. They're college students, and they don't even get paid for this. They're just probably getting like extra credit for school or some shit. So you see this guy who like has gauges and like clearly doesn't want to take off like any of his jewelry and is just disheveled. It's like, look, you can pretend like you dropped something and you might find a surprise behind the tablecloth over there.
Margot does not pretend that she dropped something. She just reaches behind the tablecloth and grabs one.
You see like a bottle of Jack unopened. And he just
Well.
winks and is like, "You guys enjoy your nights."
Can I step in
Yeah.
and just like throw like $400 into like whatever tip jar they have, and I'll be like, Jack Daniels, don't drink that. And then he like withdraws 4 flasks from his blazer and hands it out to everyone. This is aged bourbon, fat washed in sesame oil. Fucking the most delicious shit I've ever tasted.
Wait, above board, is that real?
Oh yeah.
It very much is.
I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?
Oh,
Look familiar.
Mark.
Wait, Mark?
Mark.
Mark, like I kicked your chair and you never confessed to your crush, Mark?
That, yes, yep, that Mark.
Wow, speak of the devil and they shall appear.
Done that so
And
many
Kess
times.
does like a
honey.
little like circle around him. Look at you.
I'm just
You're
like doing
looking
one of
good,
these, like
dude.
hands out. Thanks,
What is that,
guys.
Versace? Hmm.
Oh no, it's some name that no one really knows of. I could get you their number if you want.
Oh, are they hot?
Oh, they're so hot.
Yeah, put it on my phone later. Good to see you, Mark.
What have you guys been doing?
Living in the woods.
Oh, come on,
Nice.
Margot. Didn't you have enough of that growing up?
Well, they're different woods now. I mean, Colorado's got some. The air is different than New Jersey.
Do you need any money? Do you need some cash?
No, I have all the money I need to be happy.
What does that mean?
That's exactly the response I expected. What? Wait, what are you? What happened to you, Mark? What's going on? Like what?
Oh, I made so much money. That's what happened to me. Oh god. And it was wild. Remember those voices I was telling you about? Once I started actually listening to them, the money just started rolling in. It's so wild.
You know, I never really understood the difference between whatever talks to you and my impulses, because whenever I follow mine, I find myself on the backside of a ditch. Or awake on a donkey 3 days from the last place I remember being.
Oof.
Sounds similar, except in my case, the donkey's usually dead.
At least it was a donkey, right?
Whoa, dark.
You hear suddenly your conversation be interrupted by a mountain of a man saying, "All right, excuse me, prom queen. The prom queen is trying to get by," and you hear a voice behind him say, "Just stop. Can you just stop embarrassing me, please?" It's like, look, it's just, you're so cute when you get embarrassed.
Do any of you remember where the prom queen was on prom night? I don't remember.
You see Helena's face grow pale. It was like, "Oh, where were you, honey? Hi, my name's Jake." And he reaches out a hand to all of you guys to like shake your hands. I am
like, do like one of these. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I was like, yeah, hey, whatever floats your boat, right? Hey, yeah. So I'm Alina's husband. Were you guys friends of Alina over here? No, we weren't really that close.
Oh, we were best friends.
Uh, yeah. Actually, could you just get me, get me a martini? And the three of you see, Paulina just grab Kess's wrist and pull her to the side.
Hello, hello, hello. It's been a long 10 years, hasn't it? Jake looks nice.
What are you doing? Why are you even here?
I got invited just like you did, Queen Bee.
Yeah, but you never really cared about these things. And why are you such an asshole right now?
Because I'm always an asshole, that's what I do. It's a reunion, right? We should take after Alex and pretend to be exactly like we were in high school.
He's like, look, it's not my fault that you left, okay?
Right, because having nothing to stay for really doesn't, leave me with much choice, does it?
It was a different time back then. And if I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I apologized. I sent you that letter. I don't even know if you read it, but
No, I kind of didn't have enough class time to learn how to read at this point, so I just have my proteges do it for me.
she just sighs in frustration. Says, Look, I am happily married. I'm trying to have a normal high school reunion. Just
Right, so just forget about me like you always do, right? Just pretend that I don't exist, like you could just ignore me and I'll go away like a bad dream.
You see her just narrow her eyes, and you kind of feel this form of anger. And before she says something, her attention gets interrupted. And she looks over. Not through you, but above you. And she starts backing away. It's like, what the fuck? And she starts pointing, and she screams. A deafening scream. Music stops. And everybody, Jake, her husband, says like, honey, what's going on? And everybody's just looking and crowding around. And she's like, what is that? And she just starts bolting it. And everybody's like looking around. It's like, what's going on? You look at the corner. Nothing's really there, but you feel like something is. The four of you, if you guys choose to look, you sense something that's there, but you can't see it. All of a sudden, the power goes out. And everybody starts screaming. And this is where we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break in our story. Just to, stand up, stretch, rehydrate, use the restroom, and whatnot. I suggest you guys do too. But before that, we do have a contest going on. So the Washi Station has been kind enough to give us a few gift cards to use at their store. The Washi Station basically sells stationery items. So if you're into a bunch of cool stationery paper, journals, washi tape, stickers, stamps, and just general art prints, they are amazing. You can purchase it there. If you don't win the contest, you could also even check out their store, and they're doing a kind of a promo until the 31st, you put Luna Month at the checkout and you get 20% off your purchase. If you're fans of Saga, there's a new Saga tape that they have. And if you like Goose, the tiny seal, you can buy a sticker tapes of him. But yeah, now to the contest. If you want to win $20 off on their store, just type the word Luna in the chat when you are prompted, and it should be right now. There you go. So we're gonna keep this up until the end of the break. Start typing Luna, and if you want to win that $20 gift card, and yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. Again, stand up, stretch, hydrate. We'll be back shortly. And we're back. Hi, everybody. So, if you just got in here, if you just joined us, we are playing Monsterhearts 2. Wonderful game about queerness, about horrors, and about romance, and about angst. We're going feral today, kids. Anyway, we were running a contest earlier, and we're gonna announce our winner. So let's see who gets the gift card. Miscellanea. I will give you the gift card code later tonight. If you missed your chance today, don't worry. We have 5 more codes to give away during the week. So join us again at one of the nights that we have. We're going to be running a different game every week. Again, this is the Going Critical Spooktacular. Today's Monsterhearts 2. Tomorrow is Kids on Bikes with our GM, Mati Matihi. They're going to be amazing. I'm excited for that game. I'm going to be a player. But yeah, let's get back to the drama. So, last we left off, we learned our star players. We learned about their lives, both back then and now, and the drastic changes to their lives from when they last were together. During some form of confrontation between Kestrel and Helena, the Queen Bee prom queen from 10 years ago. We learned that they used to have some form of fling, but it was interrupted by some form of supernatural interference, which people are not quite sure what it was. The lights went out, screams are heard, and as we return, the lights come back on. But nothing seems quite the same. Everybody is still fine, but the auditorium seems to look quite odd, as if it wasn't the way it was about 5 minutes ago. You see old chipped paint compared to the fresh coat that you saw when you walked in. You notice parts of it. You see a banner that says 2012, but not saying class of 2012, but more so the date of which was about 10 years ago. You're noticing the vending machines don't take cards. The vending machines are quite old, with older designs on the sodas. Everybody's looking around and in slight panic, and you see Jake from the bar just start sprinting looking for his wife. Everybody, because of what's going on, tries to leave, but they notice that the auditorium doors are locked. You hear a panic voice. What the hell's going on? Who's come? And somebody looks all the way across the room. Alex, come on, man. Stop fucking with us. What's going on?
No, it wasn't me. No. And I'm gonna try to can I try to force the door?
You go and you try to
auditorium
force it. You try to force it, and it's just not budging at all. And everybody's like, come on, man. Like, look, just because you didn't grow up doesn't mean we didn't grow up. Just stop the shit, man, and let us out.
No, man. I promise. I didn't do any of this. I look around to Margot, who.
Margot is taking a sip of the flask that Mark handed her.
You notice that the person accosting you.
Oh yeah.
His name is Derek. You remember Derek? He's the reason why Kestrel passed away. He's the reason why you had to take the fall for a prank. He did. And he's saying, look, man, pranks, all fun and games. It's been 10 years and you're still playing shit like this? Come on, man. And everybody's starting to look at you in a certain way that is most displeasing. They're not happy with you.
Yeah, I am looking to Margot for support, knowing that that she knows a little more about the situation. If I don't get any indication, everything, I'll even look toward Cass.
As it starts to get a little more heated, I suppose, Margot's definitely gonna put the flask away and walk up and gonna say, this, I mean, I know Alex has a lot of money, but this isn't something that he did.
And who the hell is doing it? Look, what's your name? Margot? You probably know Alex. Who else would pull this shit? Everybody's like, yeah, what's going on? Let's just get the fuck out of here, man. And you see the principal is walking, sheepishly, just looking over people's shoulders.
Oh, I shouldn't have come. No, yeah, shouldn't have come. Yeah, no, my mom was wrong. Shouldn't have come.
I have a clarifying question. Does Kess think that Alex is the one who caused them to die?
You know
the truth.
You know the truth.
Really bold really bold words to be throwing around there, aren't they? I don't remember Alex being the only prankster in school. Way back when?
Yeah, I don't pull that shit anymore. It's been 10 years. I got kids. I fucking work at a car dealership. I'm golden. I don't need to do any of that shit.
Right, all sins of the past completely wiped away, aren't they?
Roll me a cold to shut someone down.
I will.
Okay.
I will be rolling you a cold.
I will say
12.
that I was gonna give you a +1 to this because he knows certain things.
Number 13.
If that's a 13, let's see what you get. Shutting someone down. Okay. So they gain a condition. What condition would you put on this man, on Derek?
Ooh.
And a condition is basically a condition for people who are watching as well. Is basically you just give them a kind of a title that is negative and light. That whenever you push that button, that means they either you get a forward towards pushing that button more, or you basically put them out of good graces because of that condition.
Is the condition morbid? There's like one on my sheet that's similar to that, but that might not be quite right. Frightened is also just fine with me.
I would say, if you want some guidance, like if you want me to help you out with this condition, I would say, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not humiliated, but he is now,
Like embarrassed? No, that's more of a synonym, but
yeah, it's not disenfranchised either. It's like his credibility is completely gone. I can't find the word, but we all know what you mean. So
I'm on the same wavelength. I'm into it.
Yeah, and everybody's like, yeah, you're one of the people who fucking does these pranks too. It's like, yeah, that one time, like, some guys just says like, yeah, that one time where and then they look around and they look at you. Yeah, like, you do pranks too, dude. Like, who's to say you didn't do this? And people are starting to turn onto them. Mark, what are you doing?
When there's a chance, I want to get like Kestrel, and I kind of like alone, and say like, that was really cool of you to stand up for someone who basically like killed you. But I mean, is that gonna help us get out of here?
You can't taste it in the air? Everyone's fucking terrified. It's like a feast in here.
I'm it's weird. I saw something before the lights went out. Like in that corner over there.
Oh, so I'm not going crazy. Good.
You saw it too, didn't you?
Mm. Well, I think it would be better if we maybe regrouped with Alex and Margot and didn't have the rest of these peasantry breathing down our necks.
I agree. Yeah, and then I guess we like go find them and we just like confirm that maybe we all saw the same thing.
You guys are all like, you guys are all around each other. You guys can
Yeah,
just move to the side.
Okay.
While there's like chaos around Derek and like people, I guess, like yelling at him, and then I guess when they have their side, can I pull Margot aside just like quietly and just be like, "Hey, I really appreciate you backing me up there a little bit."
yeah. I mean, I don't know why people are always looking for another person to blame. Like, sometimes shit just happens.
Yeah, I just mean like, with how like, I like treated you back then. I thought you might have like hated me. By the way, you smell fine. I don't got any like axe on me right now, so don't worry. But sorry. No, that was stupid. Fuck.
So, your tastes must have grown. I smell pretty much the same.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But without stink. I mean.
Yeah, no, yeah, you smell great. That's weird to say. Yeah, that's totally weird to say. Anyway, I just wanted to
No,
say like thanks
not to me.
for yeah, because I was kind of a dick, and
Yeah.
and he's like trying to recall like all the stuff he's like read over the past couple months. He's like, yeah, I want to like yeah, I just want to say like sorry about all that, and if we could just, I know things are pretty wild right now, but maybe like, we could talk about it afterwards. But yeah,
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
As you say that sounds good, the both of you notice that your breath is condensing, as if the temperature is dropping. And
you're getting kind of cold.
Yeah. would you call this a charged situation or not yet?
What do you mean by charged situation?
So I took the werewolf move,
Mm-hmm.
heightened senses. So if I can rely on my senses to detect, to be able to ask a question essentially, or 3 if I roll high enough.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can if you
I
wanna
want to
roll
sniff
for
and
it.
smell and listen.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. not, not yet.
So you're gonna roll dark, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. I got a 7. I
A
get
7.
to ask one question.
Okay. So, what is your question?
My question is, who's in control here? If that makes sense in the context, like.
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay.
You're a supernatural being. You've been to Colorado before. You've been in the woods. You have experienced certain things that are outside of the realm of normal. You've never really come across something like this, but this is very you've met other supernatural beings before on your travels. It's been 10 years. You've heard of spirits. You've heard of ghosts that are capable of doing stuff like this. Maybe even demons. You're not really sure. But definitely something supernatural is going on. There is a being that is probably controlling things. Whether you do something to seek them out, that's up to you. But you don't really have that much information yet. But definitely this is something unnatural.
And after a moment of concentrating on what's happening, she'll look back at the other 3 and confirm. This isn't a person or a human doing this. If you haven't picked up on it already, I feel like us 4 know. I don't know what to do about ghosts.
Ghosts. That's a funny joke.
I mean,
Do we know where Helena ran off to? Is she outside the auditorium? Or
You're looking around. She didn't run towards the outside. It looks like she ran towards inward in the auditorium. The auditorium, is connected to the basketball court. And like the locker rooms and like pretty much like changing rooms, like there is also a dance room for like the cheerleaders to do their practice indoors if there's like some weather interference that they can't do it outside. So you notice that she ran towards the inside part of like the auditorium. And we have a little guest over here. But yeah, you're looking around and you don't find her. You do notice that people are starting to shiver and starting to huddle together. It is getting to the cold is getting to them. You see, you're noticing just like a bunch of people. Some are falling asleep. Some maybe went inwards to look for like some warmth or something. Like people have dispersed through the auditorium for some reason, looking for another way to go out. But you can't find Helena at all. You do see Bridget and you do see Jeremy in there. Jeremy is still trying to figure out like what's wrong with the doors, but that's pretty much what you see.
but we can't exit the auditorium, but there are other doors that are open.
Yeah. Like you can move around the auditorium, it seems like. The windows are a little bit too high to like climb and like get out from there. But yeah.
Looking around, I guess while everyone's kind of searching for things, do I see Jimmy anywhere? The former goth kid?
Yeah, you notice Jimmy. Jimmy is one of the people that's like huddled around like other people that's like getting a little cold.
Can I approach him?
Of course.
And I'm assuming everyone's like cold and shivering. I'll take my varsity jacket off and I'll be like, Jimmy, right?
Yeah. Hey, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. You look a little more normal. No, that's a terrible word.
No, I get
you
it.
look good.
I
You
look
look
normal.
good.
It's fine. Yeah.
And I like offer him my jacket. You cold?
Yeah. And you're noticing now that you're within the group, a lot of them are falling asleep.
Do we feel sleepy?
For some reason, no.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, yeah, thanks. Somebody else might need it. Do you mind if I just give it to them? And you see, there's another woman next to him, who's familiar to you. Their name is Sydney. They were one of the theater kids. They used to be in your class as well. Sydney has fallen asleep but is shivering. He just puts it over her. Yeah, I don't know, like, man, where's the principal when you need him? Like, maybe he can like fix the thermostat or something. Jesus, it's fucking freezing.
Yeah, where did the principal go? Yeah, we'll I'm feeling great. If you guys want to like take a nap, we'll like check it out. But just want to make sure you're doing good, man. You guys looked a little.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just some people are just it's just too cold. I don't know. And you see him like kind of like starting to nod off.
I'll report back to the group and just be like, you guys are like awake, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Never better.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's getting sleepy. I don't know if it has something to do with the cold or like it's late and we're getting old 10 years later, but
Here's a
could
question.
use a
Guys-
couple of Red Bulls.
Do you guys need something to stay awake? I got some, and then he takes out like a pack.
God.
It's full of like drugs, and he's like, "Do you guys?"
Just give me one of everything.
Okay, yeah, here you go.
Yep. They don't. They put it away for later. But if everyone's falling asleep, Kestrel specifically, one of their hungers is nightmares. Can I like vibe check what they're starting to dream about, or like what this kind of
Roll me.
magical slumber is?
This is more so. This feels like a gaze into the abyss kind of thing. So roll me dark.
I actually have a move called Spirit de Corpse, which is when
Okay.
I gaze into the abyss will share with me its hunger.
Okay.
So I'll treat that hunger as one of my own until I satiate it, and
Okay.
I'll mark experience when I do. So I'm happy to do that.
Okay. Yeah, but roll me a gaze, like roll me dark.
Okay. 5. Yikes.
Okay. Why is it not telling me what happens if you fail? Well, first
I think
mark
you
experience.
get to choose, right? Yeah.
Okay. So this hunger of yours, I would say, honestly, how things are going, you're just gonna be your darkest self. This 5 is
boy.
quite a failure. Yep.
Gotcha.
So there's a suggestion on your playbook how to play your darkest self, but if you feel like there is something else, some other way you can play it, I am completely fine. We're going feral here, goblin mode. It's all good. So yeah.
Godspeed and good luck. I'm the villain now.
But you know what? Since I'm giving you such a huge kind of like thing, an effect, I'll give you an answer to your question. You notice that one of the people, the guy who looked both at you and Derek earlier, almost telling people Derek's secret, is dreaming. He's having a nightmare. He's running in an endless hallway, which is the auditorium. And he is being chased. And you hear a slopping mop behind him. And he's looking back. And there was nothing there. Until he looks back again and you see a pale man in overall, in a worker's suit. He looks like a janitor, and he takes kind of like the hedge scissors, and he puts it on this guy's neck. And before he can do anything else, you get shunted back, and you hear the abyss. It kind of gives you this hunger. If you want to describe how you feel after this vision, please do so.
So I think after that fight with Helena, right, there was this kind of bitterness to that argument where Kestrel was pushing and pushing because they're the asshole, they're the villain. They've always been the asshole. They've always been the villain, right? Like, she never saw them, right? Like, she never did the work to really look at him and see him for what she was, right? But that bitterness was tinged like with this low rage, I think, and even below that, like this deep grief. And I think as they like kind of just tip their head and shift themselves into the world where they can eat dreams, and those like hedge scissors like come at their body, I think they like plunge forward a little bit in their own body, and where they had been impaled when they died, when the wall collapsed on them, like right through the chest, starts to bleed again, like, and the like blood starts to come out through the top of their shirt, though they don't seem to like be bothered by it necessarily.
And with this shunting of Kess back into the realm of the wake, everybody, the three of you feel this kind of like wave emitting from not only Kess, but also the man that was dreaming. And some form of shiver down your spine just runs up it. And you feel there's something wrong. Something just happened.
Ooh.
Tess, are you
Alright.
okay?
You're bleeding.
I'm...
Oh shit.
Oh no, not this again. Alex, again. When I stuck my neck out for you, you did this to me again. Ouch.
Wait, what? No, wait. No, you. And I look to Marco. It was me.
He wasn't
Mark, do you
really
have
doing
anything for like bleeding?
Yeah, I grabbed like a nearby tablecloth and tried to like press it against the wound. Alex was right here. He wasn't doing anything.
No. I mean, the first time. Remember when we did this the first time? It'll close up on its own. Mark? Don't you remember?
Do I remember?
Were you there when they died?
I don't think Mark was there.
I don't think
Oh.
so.
I think
yeah.
it was me and Mark.
I just
Never
think
mind.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember. I guess it looked a lot like this.
Yeah, it's like the same wound, basically.
I like looked to Mark and like, did anything like happen to Cass? Like, why are they dying again? I didn't see anything.
I mean, I asked them to try to. Well, maybe they were trying to figure out like what had happened. to the auditorium and why we couldn't get out of here.
Oh, I know what's happening now. We're all totally fucked.
What?
Yeah, see, the problem is that I'm not afraid of dying because it's never stuck. You know? Do you know how many car crashes I've gotten into since the last time we all spoke? 10 years worth is what I'll tell you. And every time it just doesn't stick. All of you, though, you're fucked, I'm sorry to say. Whatever's hunting these people down in their dreams, all of our old friends, it is angry and even hungrier than I am. It feels like fucking fire. I don't know if it's the drugs that you just gave me, but I feel amazing right now. I think we should go find Helena.
And when you say that, you start seeing the other guy that said nothing start to convulse and start to cough up blood. And you see him getting dragged up on the wall as if somebody is kind of like force choking him into the wall. You're starting to see his suit get stained in crimson. And his eyes shoot open, and he tries to reach to you and utters what you can make out as just help me.
Margot's gonna run forward and try to pull him off the wall, like pull him down.
Cass, you're freaking us out. Are you doing this?
And he said he would.
Oh,
he
because
would
it's
buy
always
some
my
Emcoin.
fault.
Mark, what did you say?
Shit, he said he would buy some Emcoin.
And Margot, you run up to this. As you try to pull him down, it feels like there's a force that's just holding him onto the wall. You can try to lash out, try to help him down, or you can leave him to his fate and figure something out.
I will try to lash out if there's like some invisible, like, person or ghost or something. I don't know if I can hit them, but I'll try.
Yeah. Roll me a volatile roll. And that's a lash out.
That's a 6.
It's a 6. Mark,
Yeah.
experience. I would say try to lash out, but something stops you. You help him out, and he drops to the floor, but the rest of you now see this incorporeal thing, and it looks like a janitor, and he smacks Margot, and Margot, you take 1 harm as you get pushed into the wall, and it just dissipates into air. You now see the same janitor that Kess saw in that vision. You also notice that there are wet boot prints where he was standing.
The fuck was that? Is it still there? No, it disappeared, right?
It disappeared.
Okay.
Like some janitor. Did you guys remember the janitor from back then?
The
The
same.
dude on the floor alive or dead?
He's still alive. He's not in good condition. He's alive.
Margot's gonna get. Are there any doctors here? Everybody's sleeping, right?
Yeah. Someone must have graduated and became a doctor.
And as soon as you're trying to get your bearings, you hear a scream deep into the auditorium. A male voice screams, followed by another like female voice a little deeper in. You're not sure who these are, but there were a lot more people at the auditorium. Whether they looked for a different exit or whatever, they're still in there.
Can we head
Might be the
toward where
janitor.
the screaming is? Before I guess we
Yeah.
leave this area with all the people. If like Jimmy's like barely asleep, I'm just like, Jimmy, promise me you'll like keep an eye on everyone.
Jimmy is like lucid, like a little lucid. He nods and then he kind of like falls asleep.
I'll take that as a promise.
And as you run over to the screaming guy, you notice that it is the principal, holed up in a room. You see that there is a kind of like a mirror, like a kind of like glass, and something is trying to push into the door. You're not making out what he's saying because he's on the other side of a door, but he's definitely saying something.
So we're still in the auditorium at a door and across and out. The door's shut, and on the other side of the door is the principal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like one of like a kind of like a different like kind of like a rec room kind of setup, like just a regular room where people can use for any activity in the auditorium.
I'm gonna open the door then.
You try to open the door and something stops you in there. And it kind of like shoves you a little bit. Not as hard as Margot earlier. You also notice that there are wet boot prints on the front of the door.
When I see that, can I like lash out and like try to push back?
Yeah, and Mark, as you get pushed back, before we move over to the lashing out, you hear the principal say like, "You gotta help me! You gotta help me! It wasn't my idea! It wasn't my idea!" And he's just like holding the door, and you get pushed back. Alex, you lash out physically. Roll me a volatile, please.
I just want to roll. Oh God, snake eyes, baby.
Oh, no.
That's a 4 total.
With a 4 total, you actually float in the
Wow.
air, and it slams you on the ground. You take 1 harm.
Ouch.
And you notice, because the principal thought that you were going to be able to help him, you see that the door suddenly bursts open and pushes him over because he kind of relaxed a little bit. And you start hearing now the screams of the principal. "Look, it wasn't my idea. I didn't want it. I didn't want to like cover up your death. Look, please. And you start to hear gurgling now from the principal.
Can I try to like reach out to my my dark patron?
Yeah.
And try to use like that sort of power to get this ghost away from the principal.
Sure. Are you doing something? Are you using like a particular power of sorts?
No, I'm wondering if this is just a like another lash out or a.
I'll let you
something
lash
else.
out.
Yeah.
I'll let you lash out, but use dark. And
Ooh, nice.
and I will give your patron a string because you're pulling from this power.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna give a string to use that ability that I used the last time.
Yeah,
That gives
sure.
me like a +2 on my next roll.
Then I'll take 2 strings.
Okay.
How
cool.
does that
Yeah,
sound? Okay, cool.
I love it.
Cool. So roll me
10.
dark 10.
Yeah.
Describe to me how you use this power, how you affect this ghost. But what you see before anything, what you see is this ghost kind of like force choking the principal, and kind of like not necessarily force choking, but like kind of waterboarding him with like ghost water.
So I think that Mark takes off one of his rings and he spins it in his fingers, and it suddenly turns into a coin. And it like flips into the air around him, and suddenly there are like 100 coins arching around his head, and they kind of like melt together into a ring that like surrounds the ghost and kind of binds it.
Okay.
And pulls it away from the principal.
Okay. And you see that like the waterboarding ceases to continue as you pull this ghost, and you look at this janitor. It is extremely mad, but you're also familiar. This was the janitor in your senior year when you were graduating. You're you're not sure what happened to the guy. He didn't really stand out. But you remember him being kind to you. That's about it. And you notice him try to break through this ring. He's trying. What are you doing now as you have this ghost contained a little?
I think I want to turn to the principal and say, what the fuck is happening?
He starts to run out and he tries to drag you out with. He slips on like the wet footprints a little bit. And he says, let's go. And you see his shirt is just dripping wet. His hair is all mopped up because of like water. And he tries to drag you away from the situation while the ghost is still contained by your ring.
Nice.
And this ghost won't be able to move for a bit. But definitely you have the sense that you're not getting any answers from this thing.
The ghost.
Yeah.
I think Margot's gonna rush forward and get in the principal's way so he can't leave.
Okay. Yeah, like the principal is saying, look, we just need to get away. We need to get away.
You need to tell us what happened.
You're always running away. Whose
Shit in your
life did you
pants,
fuck
too.
up this time?
And he looks at you, Alex. He's like, this is no, it's not. This is your father's fault. This is
Father.
look, we need to get away. And you're starting to hear kind of like thrashing as if the ghost is trying to break through this ring.
We moved to somewhere a little out of the action. Which direction is he moving us toward? Like some...
He's probably
other room?
moving. He's probably moving to like just a different room deeper in. You guys find another like kind of like an office. And he just kind of looks deadpan into the air. And he's trying to catch his breath. And he just looks at everybody. I'm sorry.
You need to stop being sorry. You need to start spilling your fucking guts right now and let us know what the fuck is going on. Who is he? What happened? What did you cover up?
You. He points at Yes.
Yes, darling.
I don't know.
About me.
I don't know why you're alive, but you weren't the only one in that wreck.
I'm thinking about him mentioning my father. Can I you guys give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can talk to my dad. And I like wink. I mean, you guys probably know, like with my Fae ancestry, that's the Fairy King. Oberon. But
Just Oberon.
Yeah, just that guy. The Oberon. Gaze into the abyss. Is that how I would communicate?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, give me a second. This might be a little weird. My eyes kind of glow a little bit. My hair slightly turns into like a shimmering pinkish silver. And like even the space around me kind of almost like ripples a bit as I try to commune with Mr. Oberon himself.
Me papa.
Yeah. Papi. So this is 2D. What do we get? This is dark?
Yep.
Okay. I get a 0. That's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay.
That's an 8. I got a Vulpix on that one.
You you feel as if you're breaking through the veil, and you see a throne. You see a bunch of other fairies around looking at you. You seem like you're incorporeal to them, and then all of a sudden you get shunted out But before you get fully shunted out, here's what you see. The day of the accident, where the prank was pulled and a huge portion of the locker room ceiling collapsed on Kess, there was another victim. It was the janitor. He did not make it out alive.
Oh.
When you after that vision, it tears you into a different vision. It's the principal and your father. And your father is looking human. And he says, whatever my child did, I need to strike it from the record. Hide this. This should be a non-issue. How much would it be? And you hear the principal saying, a man died. We can't cover up someone's death, an employee's death. It's like, ugh. And he takes out just like kind of like a suitcase, and he opens a suitcase filled with cash. That should suffice. Don't give me that I can't, you can't thing. Just let it go away. It should be easy for you folk. I don't care how you do it, just do it. It's just, do you understand what will happen to my child if this gets out? Certainly it cannot. So I will implore you to do your job. Do what I'm paying you for. And cover it up. And he kind of has this like weird fey flourish. And you see a little bit of like dust into it. And you see the principal calms down and says, okay, it'll be done. He walks out of the principal's office. You remember yourself sitting outside of the principal's office that day that you confessed that you did the deed, even though you didn't. You see at a distance Derek looking at you, afraid that you were going to say something. Your dad comes out. You remember this is one of the few times that you've seen him. Says it's taken care of. So there's nothing to worry about. Don't bother me with these menial things again, please. Maybe talk to your mother about it. And he starts to walk. And you shunt back into the office where you see all your friends. It's a dark room.
Classic dad. Didn't really get to talk to him, but might have learned a little thing or two. I look toward Cass, who, I don't know, do you look different right now? Are you in some strange form?
If I may, actually, I think while you were having this aside with your father, Kess would have come up to Mark and started like kind of in the same way that they were like walking around and being like, ooh, is that Versace? Like, but this time they're kind of like stalking around like in a circle. Now that is so interesting, Mark. I remember when you couldn't even stand up for yourself at all.
Oh,
Much
baby,
less
that guy's dead.
I know, and that's the sad thing about it, isn't it? You and I were both the same. Fucked up, sad, and empty, aren't we? Why did you even come back here? I know why I came back. I came back because I can't stop thinking about how the last time that I ever felt true joy was during our horrible little LARP game. Isn't that sad? How when you die, you leave behind everything that ever felt good, and then you're chasing it forever. How much money do you have, Mark? Does it fill the hole?
Well,
Does it make you
if
feel
we're putting
better?
all the cards on the table, I don't have any money. Do you know how I got my power? I put myself in debt to this demon. Everything that I've been putting out all this money, all this wealth. It's not mine. And I'm actually putting myself more into debt as I throw it out there. Isn't that hilarious? But I'm thinking if we can get a ghost, if we can get a soul, maybe that would pay down some of my debt.
Oh, Mark, I do think you need to dream a little bit bigger.
What did you have in mind?
Do you remember when we were 7 years old and I punched Bobby on the playground for saying that you were too short to play with us?
I remember.
Well, there's a lot of things that I'll do for a friend and a lot of things that I do just to feel a little bit more alive. Let me kill your patron. Let me eat the ghost. And they look kind of unhinged where they're like coming forward. Let me eat the ghost. Let me put my hand through the principal's chest. Right? And then maybe that'll solve all of this.
Love this side of you, Cass. This is so fun.
I haven't
about
felt
this?
alive in so long, Mark. Let's please just play another game.
What about this? You get the principal, I get the ghost. Whoever gets their catch first wins.
Sounds like we have a deal. And Cass rounds, turns on their heel.
And this is where Alex comes back. Margot,
So
you're
anyways,
just
yeah.
witnessing everything.
Can we say it
Anyways,
fully?
yeah, dad, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I recount the whole, I'm like, yeah, so basically the janitor died with you, Cass, and I guess no one knew because it got covered up. And I look to the principal, like, you made a deal with my father?
I didn't know what was I didn't want to do it. I just don't know. I just did it. It was like I had no choice.
Well, it sounds more like we have to protect the principal. He's the next one on the ghosts list, right? We can't let him die.
Well,
Well,
what was all of that about spilling your guts?
What? And he starts to walk back. Margot, you're a werewolf. You have very strong sense of smell. You start to smell bleach. Like cleaning agent. And you hear
From the door?
No, from the back of from the part of the office closer to a chair, where near the principal, and your super senses give you an idea that there is some squeaking afoot. And you see that the principal is like, "What are you talking about? Look, if it's after who killed it, then just give him Alex. Why me? Why?" And he's starting to walk back. And as he gets to the wall, you notice that there is warping at the wall. And it grabs at the principal again. And it's about this time where, Mark, you realize the ring might have worn off at this point.
Makes sense.
And it grabs at the principal, and from behind his head, just a creepy hand of chipped paint, and what you can maybe think is asbestos, just grabs his jaw and just pulls him upward. And you're hearing the gurgling again.
Listen, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if you're going to put your hand through his chest or you're going to suck his soul out or whatever. All I want to do is get home to my dogs.
Okay. I have a great way to get this ghost is the thing that's keeping us here. I know a great place to put the ghost.
I
And
don't care
there's
what
a
happens to the ghost, what happens to the principal. I just want to go home.
All right.
Is that like the janitor's ghost? Like, I'm still confused about where the ghost came from.
the janitor.
Alex, if you keep talking, I'm going to put my hand through your chest.
All right, yeah, no, I'll think to myself.
And as the principal is being waterboarded, you notice that he's this whole conversation. You see the hand just drop the principal, lifeless body in front of you all, and you see a face come out of the wall, and it's the same face of the janitor, and it looks at all of you. For some reason, it doesn't really look aggressive. Maybe it did hurt the two of you earlier, but not as a form of attack, but more of more of self-defense. And as it looks at you, it morphs back into the wall and leaves you alone.
All right, so I think he's going after. Wait, why did he
Derek?
go after Alex? He's the one
Because
that
Alex
blew the
didn't
thing, right?
do it.
No, Mark.
Yeah, so about that. Where's that Derek kid or guy, I guess? We run back to the auditorium.
You run back. Derek's not there, but you start to hear a woman's voice. No, not a woman's voice, a man's voice. Again, from where you guys came from. And it's just piercing loud. Actually,
Coming.
Mark, you recognize this voice. Alex, you might recognize this voice too. Kess, you might also recognize this voice. This sounds like it's Zavi.
I think that's Zavi. I will immediately run toward the homie.
Yeah, I'll chase after for no particular reason.
I'm going with, for sure.
So is Cass.
Okay. As you run, you see Zavi with kind of like a mop in hand. And you see a figure running away from him. Looks like it's Derek. And Zavi is trying to like swing at something that's not there. And then you see Zavi get pushed into the wall. Hits his head. You see a splash of blood, just a little bit, as his head splits open a little bit from the impact. You see him slump to the side, and you start to see wet footprints following Derek to wherever he went.
I'll crouch down next to Zavi's form. Is he still breathing?
He is, yeah.
I'll take off my blazer and fold it up into a pillow,
Yeah.
and slip it under his head, and I'll say, I'll stand up and say to everyone else, we gotta catch this thing. I think Derek might be the bait that we need.
Yeah, chase after Derek. Or
You-
like, does anyone want to stay here and make sure Zavi's okay?
Margot
Come on,
chases
Mark,
after
it's
the
now or
wet
never.
footprints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like me and Margot got this. Like, you're fast, right, Margot? Let's go.
As you guys run away, Kess, are you staying as well?
I think just for a minute, where they look at Mark.
Yeah.
Come on, Mark. Now or never. And they have just been like feeding off of all the violence and pain that's just been going on around them, where they look like they are on Sector 12, Cloud 9, like woozing their way down the hallway. Like they're having a great time right now.
Amazing. So you just like after a minute, you just follow suit to Margot and Alex. Mark, you notice as you know you put your blazer underneath his head. He reaches out to you. Hey, what happened? And
You just banged your head.
You see, Zavi looks amazing, fantastic
God
hair.
damn it.
You see, he's clean shaven. Not like he used to, where he would like grow his facial hair out. And you see him like you see his shirt has been torn a little bit open. There is like not claw marks, but more so kind of like bruising from like maybe like a full bottle of bleach just like was chucked into his chest. And he there's like a lot of like bruising, kind of like he got battered by inanimate objects. It's like, who are you?
Yeah, I didn't think you would remember me now either. It's Mark. Mark Patch. Yeah, and I'm gonna like rip my sleeve to make like a bandage
Or his head?
to wrap around. Yeah, wrap around his
Okay.
head.
He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, you're the. I remember you. Yeah,
Do you?
yeah. Sat in the back, not the back, middle. Yeah,
Right in the middle. Yeah.
yeah. I remember you you were kind enough to share some notes when I got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. It's I don't know. I've changed since then. But like in his head, Mark is like, but why do you make me feel the same?
He
But he doesn't say that to.
he um he tries to push himself up, but he accidentally like puts his hand on your thigh to like prop himself up. And he kind of like he notices what he just did, and he kind of like adjusts himself, but he's still a little woozy, so he kind of leans in close. I'm sorry. Yeah, you look fantastic.
Thanks. You
Yeah.
too. But you always do.
Not so much right now. And you see like there's like a little bit of bruising. And he's like, no, fuck. What the fuck was that?
Just a bad dream and a little too much alcohol, I think.
I actually don't drink anymore.
Really? You
2 years, yeah.
Congratulations. Wow. Well, I don't drink either, but I've moved on to other things, so
Well, shit, fuck. Whatever that is, we should just stay together. Like, it's dangerous. I don't think it's a good idea to go after it.
I think you're partially right. There's just a little problem of a debt that I have to repay, so I think that ghost might be my meal ticket. I mean, sorry,
Ghost?
that weird janitor that like hit you in the face. Yeah, he was
And you
such
see
a
him wince.
yeah.
Look, I I don't know what it is. I don't think you should go. Look, my head really hurts. Could you just there's like a medical facility just down the hall just to get me patched up or something.
And then like Mark looks towards where everyone else ran off to, and then he looks at that Zave and he says, "Yeah, let's get you patched up."
And
And he helps him out.
yeah, as you guys go to the medical facility, things are set. Things are kind of, there's tension there, but we will get back to that tension. The three of you.
We're bolting after Derek, and I kind of want to just yell at him, and like if we can catch up and I can grab a hold of him. I just want to kind of like grab him by the shoulders if I can, and just say something to him.
Let's do a lash out physically to see if you can
Okay.
go as fast as you can to catch him.
Derek, hold up, wait. That is I use this volatile, right? That's an 8.
That's an 8?
Yeah. There's a lot of 8s today.
Well, you're not trying to harm them, so you're trying to grab them.
Yeah, I'm trying to just like.
Yeah, an 8, I would say. You don't grab him, but you definitely catch up to him, and he stops and he starts looking around.
Yeah, I guess
like,
I just want to get his attention. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just yeah.
You guys are
Hey.
there.
Eric, this might sound crazy. I don't know if this is gonna work, and like you're just gonna have to listen to me. I've been reading a lot about like apologizing and stuff, and like taking accountability. You gotta take accountability for what you did.
What do you mean?
I know it sounds crazy. You gotta like apologize to this ghost.
Apologize for what? I didn't do anything. I don't know what this thing. What do you mean a ghost?
You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything.
I didn't. What do you mean?
You ruined my fucking life.
What?
Derek.
Wait, like look, you were fine. Does this have
Was I
anything
fine?
to do? I don't know.
Was I fine, Derek? Or did you just not give a shit enough to actually check up on me? Did you just not give a shit to realize that I was fucking dead and walking? Did you
What do
not
you
give a
mean?
shit to realize that I was empty?
What?
Did you not give a shit enough to check and ask me if I was traumatized from when the wall fell down on me and I died and then I got back up? I haven't been able to feel anything.
What do you mean?
Derek?
And you see he's just flabbergasted and trying, like, all the rush of information coming into his brain just kind of like short circuits him in a way where he's just stuck there. And as you're walking towards him, as you're like with this accusatory tone, you hear from behind you a grunt and a yell from a woman, and you hear her say, "The fuck away from him," and she speaks something in Spanish, and you see her throw some white kind of powder, kind of dust, and you see it kind of like dissipate, and you see it is Helena. And she's just like panting, and she runs towards her husband, who is bleeding from the head right now, from hitting his head, slipping on the wet floor. But as you look, she's not really that happy, and she smacks him. And you hear her curse in Spanish and say, "You fucking leave for this fucking thing? You run instead of fucking helping me?" And she starts like crying. She takes off her heels and throws it on at him, and he's just still unconscious. And this is happening. Margot and Alex, you hear, what do you guys mean? What happened to Kez? What is this thing? I don't know what's going on. And he starts to fall into this into this weird seating position. A grown ass man. And
Margot's gonna kneel in front of him and like take his head in her hands, say, "Look at me. When you did the prank, remember you threw some like little cherry bombs or some shit, remember? And it caused the walls and shit to fall, remember?
Yeah.
You remember that, right? Look at me, look at me."
Yeah.
All right, when that happened, Kess died. Swallow that. But
she's standing
Okay.
right there.
Right? But she is dead. And, all right, let's get to the fucking point. That goes, the janitor, he also died. He was our janitor. So you pulled this prank, people died, and you need to apologize and accept it, is what we're saying. Get your shit together.
Listen, I can give you a book after. It's called Apologies Are for Winners, but you really have to take accountability for the things that you've done. And like, I kind of want to, if I can like roll to like manipulate an NPC, I kind of want to like put my hand on his shoulder and just be like, or like, you kind of see my eyes glow ever so slightly, and like my hair almost like kind of gets a little floaty, and I'm just like, apologize to the ghost. Trying to save your life, dude.
I was gonna ask you to roll, but because of that voice mod, no roll needed. Yeah.
I would have rolled Snake Eyes again.
Yeah, so you see this kind of the same like magical effect that you saw in that vision, where your father did what your father did to the principal is happening again. Margot, you're seeing this as well. Kess, what are you doing?
Kess is like pulled in 8,000 different directions, where there's this like overwhelming sense of like satiation, but this endless hunger. Like the second that they feel like they are getting something into themselves that's making them feel, it's just like immediately eradicated, like an energy field barrier in a sci-fi, like where as soon as they put their hands through, it's gone, it's empty. There's this like constant cycle going on in their head where like they're constantly being fed and it's constantly evaporating into nothing. And they're kind of standing there like looking at their hands, looking at Derek, looking at Alex, looking at Margot, then looking back at Helena. And unbidden, I think they kind of turn away from Derek, from this like endless closed cycle loop of pain. Right? And they turn away from it. Even though it feels so good and so bad, I think there is like another moment playing over their memory where in the LARP, right, Alex's character and Margot's character, if I may, like had stepped forward when there was this confrontation between Kestrel and another like LARP character. It was like, you're the villain, like da 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 da. And like the same kind of like words are ringing through Kestrel's head at the same time. Margot going, no, it's you. You are the villain this time, not Kestrel. And I think there's this moment that they kind of turn away, like, and like let that go for a minute.
And as you let that go for a minute, you're noticing Helena sit sit across from unconscious husband. But you also notice that Helena has kind of like weird tar like substances, and there's like writings on her hand, on her arm, and you see that what she was throwing away was salt. And she is crying, she's wiping tears, her eyeliner and mascara are running. And then she sees you and she's like, great, fucking great. And she starts just putting her hands, her head in her hands. And yeah. And she starts to like sob.
And I think all of the easy things like come into Kess's mouth and then just die there, right? Like the easy, like
It'll be fine.
Antagonistic.
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
fine. All of that. The antagonisms and like the empty, like the empty prayers. And I think they just kind of get down on their knees next to where she is, right? She's starting to cry.
She's like, what? What do you possibly want right now?
Does he make you happy?
What do you want me to say, Kess?
Just tell me the truth.
You want the truth, Kess? You want the truth? And she shows you her arms. Yes, I've been going through my own shit when you disappeared. I was hoping maybe you and I could have just got away and figured it out together, but no. You had to have your accident, do whatever your thing was, and you left. And you notice they're runes. They are kind of like whatever witchcraft it could be. It's like, I don't know what happened after the accident, but this, and she shows you the runes, this was what I was dealing with. Finding out, oh, you're from a family of bruja, and just figuring shit out like that.
Listen, Queen Bee. When I died, the moment that the wall came down around me, I was in the bathroom writing you a promposal. I was in the bathroom writing you a love letter, and the last thing that I was thinking about before I died was you. And I didn't regret that. And the only thing I regret was that I came back and nothing could be that perfect again.
She grabs your collar, says, I didn't need perfect. I just needed somebody that would understand. But you just went away. So you have no right to ask me whether I love him or whatever. Whether or not you still have feelings, maybe you should think about doing something about that, rather than blaming me. 'Cause I loved you. And she lets go. She starts to stand up. She grabs her heels from her unconscious husband's body. And she looks back.
Wait a minute.
What?
You're gonna slip and fall. And Kestrel gets up and puts their like hand underneath like her knees and on her shoulders and picks her up. If she'll allow it.
She does. She actually, like, she does, but in a way that she wasn't even realizing that she's letting you do that.
What if it could be different? What if you could help me? What if you could help me feel something? What if I could help you feel something?
I think the real question is if you felt something to begin with, if it was still there. If it's still there, what are you going to do? And we're going to cut from that scene. Margot, Alex. Nope. Actually, no. We're going to go to a different scene. We pan through a kind of like a nurse's office, and we're hearing clinking of tools, of just like medical supplies. And you see Zavi is taking some kind of like gauze and like some iodine stuff like. He's looking at the wound, and he says like, it doesn't seem. I think it'll be fine. I don't think I need stitches, but like you see him kind of like annoyed that his shirt got ruined by blood, so he starts taking it off. And you see he has like a tank top underneath, like an undershirt. And he starts like folding it. And is like, look, I don't know what's going on, Mark, but I think it's just safer if we just stay here. And he starts trying to look at the mirror and just like assessing his wound and like trying to clean it terribly.
Yeah. And I think Mark kind of like walks up behind him and like gently turns him around. He says, let me do that. You can't.
Yeah.
Do that
And
very
he lets you tend to his wound.
And Mark says, what happened to you after high school? You got sober. Like that's not something you come to lightly.
Yeah. I got into a lot of bad things, Mark. You know, the scouts never really came, and football was a wash. There were things with the family, and unfortunately, you could just say that me and my dad never really saw eye to eye about it. You know, when it rains, it pours. When you do something that, when you're something that they can't accept, you kind of lean into it harder than accepted. So,
You came out to them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know until after.
I kind of got into some bad stuff too. Not probably not the same flavor, but I owe a lot of money to a powerful person, and I'm trying to pay that down. So I kind of understand the whole raining when it pours thing. But what can you do but try to move forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what these 2 years are about. Look, it's I'm really glad that you're taking this so well. I'm really sorry that we weren't more friends back then. You were
Water
always
under the bridge.
yeah, you were always just so kind. But yeah, I really appreciate this. And as you're tending to his wound, I don't know. I had a feeling, but was there something?
There could have been. There can be something. And then I think that Mark like does the flourish that he did like earlier to like present um uh Zavi with one of his cards, and he says, "Why don't you come over to the city sometime and we can talk about it?"
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I can show you around. I actually got this really good idea on how I might be able to pay down my debt, and maybe we could work on that together.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And you've dressed his bandage at this point. Yeah, that would be great.
And then Mark helps him put on his shirt, and he says, "Would you like me to stay with you?"
I think it's safer if we just stayed here.
If it makes you feel safer.
Honestly, it kind of does. And he takes a step forward.
Ooh. I also take a step forward. And then we draw a curtain.
Yeah. And you guys know what what that means. All right, we're gonna go back.
Beyblades.
They let it rip.
They play Beyblades for a couple minutes.
Alex and Bargo, while the two of your companions are getting comfy, what are y'all doing?
Well,
Where's
so
the
what
ghost?
what did Derek do in response to?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he actually follow through?
Derek looks as if he's willing to do it. It's like, let's do it. Let's find this thing. If it, I didn't know. If I knew, I would have come clean. I would have going to juvie would have been like, okay. I mean, it was an accident. I didn't mean for it to happen. Let's find this thing. Yeah, and he starts like he reverts back to like 10 years ago. He's like, yeah, let's go. Let's find this fucking ghost, man.
I feel like if we just like chill, it'll come find you probably. But
Yeah, but like some people might get harmed. We got to do something about this, man. Come on, Alex. You're better than that. Come on, let's go.
yeah. I look over to Marco. I guess we'll go find this fucking ghost. Yeah,
Let's go. Let's do it.
Team Ghost Hunters.
Yeah. Do you guys have any particular way that you try to look for this ghost?
Uh,
Got like good senses, right?
yeah, probably just trying to use my senses and
Yeah.
looking for where the water tracks are. I mean, I imagine it teleport. I mean, it came out of the wall as plaster and shit, so maybe it can go anywhere it wants.
It
but
can probably go wherever it wants.
yeah,
But so yeah,
listen for
like
screams.
I'm not even gonna have you roll. I'm gonna describe how it goes instead. You use your sense of smell. You remember the smell of bleach. You look for it and you find it. And you get back to the memorable scene. You kind of remember the shocking sight of your friend impaled in the chest where the wall has collapsed. And you hear the showers are on. It's like, is he in there? Is he in there? Let's go, man. Let's go.
Wait, does anybody remember what his name was? Anybody ever look at his name tag?
Is there like a roll for that?
Sure.
Mr. Janitor.
I feel like you know in your heart that you can't remember if you want to gaze into the abyss.
Gaze into the abyss. Yo, Pops, what's this guy's name? Or do you want to roll it? I've
No,
already
you go
done it.
ahead.
Gaze into the abyss. Oh, okay.
So have I. Sort of, mostly.
Oh, that's what's dark? That's just a flat 7.
Flat 7?
Yeah.
You see the name tag flash. And you're noticing that you're using this power. Just so I don't have to give you like whatever condition, because there's no point in giving you a condition. I'll give you 1 harm, like your nose starts to bleed, because of trying to pull these visions. And you see it says Gus.
Name was Gus.
Gus. All right, you ready, Derek?
Remember,
Fuck
speak
yeah,
from your heart.
I am. Yeah, I will. And he just like runs in and he slips. Crap. And as you notice that as you see him on the floor, you notice the ghost starts walking towards him.
Margot's gonna leap between and put her hands up. Says, "Wait, Gus. He has something to say. Just wait, just a moment. See if there's any recognition of like words."
When you say Gus, he tilts his head and he stands. And you start to hear the showers go off. The steam starts to dissipate and starts to exit the room. And you see clearer now a kind of like decayed janitor. You see the name tag says Gus. Oh, fuck, man. My back. Oh, shit. Hey, Gus. Right? Look, I didn't mean to do anything. I'm sorry. I didn't know that we did that to you. If you would forgive me, please. Seriously, it was a mistake. It was a stupid prank. I've changed. You see Gus, some form of acknowledgement. Nods. Dissipates. Alex, where are you right now?
I'm probably standing nearby Derek, just like, providing support, being like, yeah, good.
Yeah. You say good, and you start coughing, and you start to feel a pressure on your neck.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. That was great.
you start to get choked. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you start to get choked. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you. And you notice now that Gus went for you So, the people who have wronged Gus right now either are dead or have apologized, except for one. One who can't be there.
My father. My papi. I mean, I am assuming I can't talk because I get choked.
Marco is gonna, at the sight of this, is gonna shift into their darkest form or darkest self and just start lashing out
Okay.
at the ghost.
Yeah.
Like shifts and roars and just starts getting into it.
The two of you with your romantic things, you hear a roar and you hear thrashing. Do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. And okay, so roll me the lash out, the physically lash out.
I got an 11.
You Alex, you fall down to the floor. No harm, but you see this incorporeal thing just launch into the wall. And it looks at you. And whatever familiarity it had is gone. And it's enraged that you stopped its stalking of its prey. And it's going to go after you. It's going to try to lunge at you. What do you do?
I'm assuming I've been let go of.
Yes.
Can I now jump in the way and lash out to protect Margot?
Yeah, of course.
Oh God. A lot of lashing out.
While
Got
you're
two
rolling
harm,
that,
yo.
Mark and Kess, what are you guys doing?
Nice.
10.
Nice.
I think Mark looks up at that sound, and he's moving towards the door. Does Zavi say anything?
Zavi embraces you from behind and says, "Don't."
They're my friends.
But what? If anything were to happen to you, I don't know.
Nothing's gonna happen to me.
And with that, he kind of trusts what you say. And he kind of, let's go.
I'm gonna put my hand on his cheek, if I may.
Yeah.
And I say, stay right here. I'll be
And
back.
he, if you allow him, he pulls you closer and he gives you a very passionate kiss before you leave.
And it is a very reluctant Mark that leaves and starts running towards the sounds of fighting.
Okay. Kess, do you have anything that you do before we get to the result of Alex's roll?
Yes, indeed. Their head kind of shifts as they hear the roar, which is like a distant memory, of the probably one time that they saw Margot shift.
Mm-hmm.
And Kess kind of looks at Helena still in their arms, looks down at the runes on her hands. Listen, Queen Bee, do you still have any fight left in you? Any fight left for us?
She squeezes your face. It's like, don't call me Bee ever again. But in kind of a playful, annoyed kind of way. Yeah, let's go. And she, instead of letting you carry her the whole way, she steps down and she runs ahead actually of you.
Well, slow down. I always thought it was a cute nickname.
Whatever. We'll talk about it later. And you guys get there. As you get there, Alex, what did you do? Could you describe to me what you did to this ghost and what they're seeing?
Yeah, as they lunge toward Margot, for a brief moment you see my eyes glow and then my hair kind of shimmers briefly, and I kind of stand in front and hold a hand out as you kind of see a force ripple as you hear Alex just be like, I will ensure that the scales of justice are balanced.
I love this so much. Oh my god. So as you do that, you see kind of like you break this like visage of this ghost, and he kind of like particles away to like the wall, and you see kind of like a ash shadow, and he comes out from behind you on the other side, trying to lunge at you again. Mark and Kess, you guys are already there. Helena is there with you all, but is waiting on your lead. She's still wondering, like she's still enamored by the fact that Margot is transformed.
Like a 6'8" werewolf.
Exactly.
So cool.
All right, who wants to trap a ghost? Hey.
I have a janitor-shaped hole in my heart that I've been waiting to fill for years now.
All right. And you're noticing that it's about to like lunge at Alex. So what do you guys do?
If I may.
Of course.
Mhm.
The same way that Kestrel kind of feeds nightmares into their own body, I think it's almost like a metaphysical power where they just kind of siphon it. Like it's like they let whatever black hole they feel like exists in their soul kind of just like bring the gravity of that dream in. And I think they just, for the first time, like in this place again, just kind of let it out. Like they just like open up the door to that like black hole, that gravitational pull, to try to basically siphon that ghost's rage, the thing that they eat, rage, nightmare, fear, power, into their own body.
Okay. Roll me dark.
Come on, dice. Big money dice.
Give me do it at a forward 1. So add a 1 to it because
A
you
9.
are a 9. Fantastic.
A 9.
Helena kind of snaps out of it and tries to help you out. You are able to stop this, but at a cost. It rebounds a little bit, so I'll give you 1 harm. Mark, you had plans. What is your plan?
I want to reach within to the place where my patron Memon exists, and I want to like whisper, "Oh, great demon of gold and silver, I have a soul for your endless coffers. Come and take." Wait, what was this guy's name? What was this guy's name?
Gus.
Come
Gus.
and take Gus into your endless service. And I'm trying to condemn this ghost to hell, basically.
Poor janitor.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
Roll me dark.
That seems right. I am also going to use that other power again. The power flows through you. Give
Okay.
the dark power another string to
Okay,
add
so
to
you're at
my
4.
roll. Yep. Going for that 5, baby. 11.
11. You see another spirit walk in. You see actually, here's what you exactly see. It tries to lunge over to Alex, but with Kess's help, it kind of gets stunned in its wake. And you make your deal. And another spirit kind of walks in, confused, and it's the principal. And he looks over, and he tries to plead, and you see a ring of fire around both of their feet. Both Gus's and the principal's feet. And you see chains shoot through these rings of fire and tie around. You see both souls get dragged into hell. And you hear in your mind, Well done. Your debt for now is repaid until you need me again. And trust me, you will.
Always, great lord.
And I need to read something real quick before we move on, because this will determine what exactly it is.
Do we also see like this whole
I am gonna
dragging down to hell?
Margot, you're in your darkest self. You all saw that it was dragged to hell. Margot, your rage is incalculable. I need you to lash out physically to Alex.
That was my plan, was to like try to chase them and like push Alex out of the way with my claws and try to chase them into hell. Not get there, obviously, but so. 6. Son of a bitch! Don't I have to actually
Oh, no.
harm him?
Yes. You shove Alex. You don't get into the thing, but your rage is still there. Your target shifts to one person that you're not familiar with. You're looking at everybody else and you're just like, no, they're friends. Except for this one. This one made fun of me. This one made fun of a lot of my friends. This one will die tonight. And I will say that you have to lunge at Helena.
Okay. Like huff
People-
at the non-hole in the ground and look up.
Yeah.
And go, it's you. Like go after Helena.
People can react if you guys want.
I'm gonna take the blow.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna take the blow. Yeah.
You're gonna jump in the way. I got a 13.
They can't
I
die.
rolled 2 6s.
Oh my lord.
So GM, here's a gift for you. Rights for you.
Yes.
To do with what you will.
Yes.
I did take the ghoul move, short rest for the wicked, which is when you die, wait it out. A few hours later, you wake up fully healed. So if you want to straight up kill Kestrel right now, go forth and prosper.
Should have typed it. That would have been so funny if you and I are the only ones to do it. But it's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Actually, that's we're gonna. Okay. So here's what happens. Get a little bit more somber music. Margot, you realize. Tell me how you feel once you realize that instead of Helena, you have murdered your friend, Kestrel.
Initially, very guilty. Like after transforming back and like, you know, catching her breath, she'll like grab their body, and I mean, even though it's probably like their throat is just like open and like just like hold their head up and like know they're dead, but be like fuck. But then kind of realize, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
And as you realize it's gonna be okay, you suddenly feel a shove as Helena is shoving you away, and she's freaking out, and she's just crying, and she's trying to cradle this loose hanging head from Kestrel's body. But you notice that the cold is gone. Ghost is dead. Derek is looking at everybody like, the fuck just happened?
Poor Derek.
But yeah. You all notice that people are still sleeping. It took a while. It took maybe 2 hours. before everybody like came to their senses and kind of decided to call the police, ambulances, emergency. It took a while, but the three of you already knew what Kess's fate was. Helena finds that you're alive and well. I'm gonna throw this at you all. Obviously, the reunion was a disaster, but you all have like easy access to each other. You guys can have phone calls or whatever. I'm gonna go around the table and tell me your kind of epilogue. What happens to your character after the whole events, and we will close this game with that. So Margot, after the events, please tell us what happens with Margot.
Margot definitely spends as much time as she can apologizing to Kess, and also to Alex for attempting to, like, you know what I mean, push him out of the way and trying to harm him. Even though, you know, she knows that they probably understand, she'll still feel guilty about it. She'll get home. You know what I mean? She'll go home to the fresh air of the Colorado wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to see her family. Oh, and she does stop and see her family after the actual, once the night is over. You know, she goes to see her family at the whatever campsite they're at that weekend. Uneventful. She, now that they have more stable internet installed at the cabin, more stable satellite internet, she will make sure to follow up with everybody. She'll be essentially like a pen pal via email. Even when she doesn't get responses, she'll still email at least once a month, checking in on everyone.
Once a month you get like an invite from Jeremy saying, hey, we're playing Monsterhearts, this new game, online. Do you want to like join us? You're more than welcome, like you see in the email.
I think she'll, after this experience, she kind of feels more inclined to try to keep up with relationships and have at least more than one close friend. You know what I mean? So I think she'll accept, and she'll go down that road of doing modern TTRPG stuff. But otherwise falling right back into her old life, and yeah.
Joanne is more than happy. I believe you would have told Joanne what happened, correct?
For sure. Yeah, she knows everything.
And Joanne, despite how harrowing the experience was really happy that you went, and is very supportive in your efforts to continue to be connected to your friends, and has even saved up a few bucks to like take flights again to the East Coast if ever you wanted to. Alex, what is your ending?
Before we even leave the school that day, actually, I would just like turn to the spot where I saw Gus get dragged into hell, and kind of just like whisper into the void, just like, I know they scrubbed you from the books, but I'll make sure, I promise that they'll remember you. and I'll make a Fey promise to put him back on the board in some way. Like I know, I guess he was like scrubbed from like the entire records, and like his memory is just like non-existent.
Yeah.
I would look into it and make sure that his whole situation was sorted.
So, I would say based on that, Derek feels guilty, and I would say the two of you talk about it and confess about what happened. He served some time for that. But he generally was okay with it, knowing that he was taking accountability for something that you saved him.
Yeah. And yeah, I would also kind of like silently promise to Gus that I would like at some point, with this Fey promise, get in contact with my father, who is kind of responsible for a lot of this, and address that in some way. Don't know what that would look like, but I would promise to Gus and Hell that I would look into that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also before we like kind of would leave that space, before like the ambulances kind of get all up in our stuff, I also noticed that both me and Margot are the ones that like took a lot of harm and damage, and her being the one that took the brunt of a lot of my bullying back in the day, I would kind of offer to help her like kind of bandage her wounds up and kind of have a bit of a conversation, just be like, hey, we made a pretty great team back there.
Yeah, we sure did. Like fist bump. Well,
yeah, I guess I never really paid attention back in the day, but pretty fucking cool.
Not so bad yourself now. Did you really read all those books?
Yeah, and like I watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Women?
Yeah, like I can lend them to you if you want. Like they're actually pretty.
That's cool. I'll just take a recommendation and I'll put them on my list.
I would also, I guess, make it a thing to try to talk to other people who were at the reunion, like at some point amongst this chaos, and just kind of apologize and show them that Alex ain't so bad.
Yeah, I would say you definitely feel some form of what's the word? Some form of
closure.
Yeah, I feel like you got your closure. People accepted it. Jimmy actually.
Yeah, Jimmy, yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Jimmy actually spoke to you about, how his life was kind of like fucked by your bullying, but also how he understands that, like, man, it must have been tough for you too. And I feel like there was a moment there where you guys bonded. But yeah. Anything else for your epilogue?
Yeah, he would just go back to New York and actually, would it be wild to actually at some point, like now that I don't know all of this is resolved, like because I'm out of work, I applied for the janitor position at the school.
Hey, you can be if you wanted to.
For Gus.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Say hello to your new janitor.
Hell yeah. Keith.
I think immediately after this incident, Mark invites everyone who wants to go up. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I rented out the old Gordon place on Airbnb. If anyone wants to do like an after party or whatever, yeah, just come over." And yeah, and like for once, Mark isn't like selling people anything. Like for that one night, he's just like chill. He's just like catching up with people, just like talking, like reacquainting himself with some people that might have been in his life before. And yeah, and like I think he keeps up with the email chain that Margot has going around, and then, like, while he doesn't message post any messages to it often, like he takes note of people who are like, oh, I'm having trouble paying bills, or like my car broke down or whatever, and he just like sends them money, um like just out of nowhere. And I think that he catches up with Zavi, and I think they're in the talking phase at this point, and Mark is like quietly excited to see where it goes, and Mark is like feeling generally good because he's like, I have this infinite demonic credit card, and all I need to pay it down is to make human sacrifices.
Fantastic.
And I'm okay with that, yeah.
I think there was a point where Zavi asked what you were doing for the holidays.
Mm.
And kind of like whatever you guys planned during that time. I feel like that was the case. Anything
Nice.
else for your epilogue?
Yeah, that's it. Just lots of yachts, lots of trips. Let's fucking go.
And finally, Kess.
So the first thing that Kess says when they finally stop being dead the second time around is they kind of roll their head over, look at Margot, and go, if you wanted to give me a hickey, use less teeth next time and just ask. And then they like slowly get themselves up, and they take Helena to the site of the old Gordon place before all the ambulances get there, before anyone who's an EMT can come in and be like, you're not alive.com. So they kind of hightail it out of there with her on the back of their motorcycle, like for a moment feeling different. And if I may, just this is not how the game works, but if I may,
Yes.
say that the second time that Kess wakes up, they have a new hunger for cherry flavored lip balm instead of nightmares.
Okay. I would say, I mean, we all want a happy ending. So, Helena realizes her unhappy marriage. And instead of getting a divorce like, most Americans, they did the adventurous thing and ran away with Kestrel. Is there anything else you want to add to?
Before Kestrel and Helena fly to Amsterdam again, Kestrel leaves a nice little like calling card for everyone, and is part of the email chain as well. Although they make a new Gmail account,
A separate one.
Like late that night, I think, like before the morning comes and we all have to go back to our normal adult lives, they shred with Alex on their skateboards like one more time.
Amazing. And with that, happy endings despite creepy futures. You all live your lives more connected, more fulfilled. I would assume, and that is it for Homecoming Hearts. Yeah, thank you so much for playing. To everybody in the chat, thank you so much for sitting with us for how many hours. This was a longer game, but it's a one shot. You can forgive us for that. Hope you guys had fun. I had fun. Hopefully our cast had fun. But yeah, again, you've watched Homecoming Hearts here Going Critical. This is our Spooktacular marathon, where a bunch of us GMs are doing a bunch of spooky games for the week. But yeah, if you want more updates about our stuff, You can check us out on Twitter. You can also join us on Discord, where we can talk about these games and some drama and stuff like that. And if you want to support us, we actually have a Patreon. All the money that we make there helps us with the games itself. It helps us, pay for like games or like assets that we use. So yeah, if you want to check that out as well. And lastly, thank you so much to Washi Station for giving us raffle prizes. If you want to check out their stuff, you can check out the Washi Station. They're doing a 20% off sale. Just type Luna Month. And yeah, my name is Fabs. You can find me at Rockets and Pens. Tomorrow I will be a player in Matty Matihi's game, Kids on Bikes. Catch that. But yeah, let's introduce our cast and see what they're doing pretty much soon. Let's start with Carrie. Oh, you're muted.
All right, I'm good. Sorry. Hi, I'm Carrie, or Miscellanea. You can find me at Miscellanea everywhere on the internet, pretty much. I have very much enjoyed my time playing this game. It was really fun. I can't wait to play it again in the future. Yeah, I will be in a Honey Heist one shot coming up this Sunday on Luna's channel, run by Zakazi. Zach Devs on Twitter, and
all friends
I
of the
think
channel.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only more immediate thing going on. So yeah, but I've had a wonderful time playing tonight. Awesome.
Hell yeah. Chris.
Yes, I'm Chris Tung, and you can find me on all like the Pink City socials for all your anime, gaming, streetwear needs. But if you want to find just me for like TTRPG stuff or whatever, I'm Lil_Tungsta everywhere on the internet. Also, got a podcast, Super Journey Dudes, which is a TTRPG podcast, which we are currently filming a Lancer campaign. Lancer, which is like a mecha RPG. So if you like Cowboy Bebop with a splash of Gundam, stay tuned for that. It'll be coming out in the next little while.
Hell yeah. Keith.
Hi, I'm Keith. I will be on Q Times on Thursday playing Outbreak Undead. I'm a survivor trying to beat back the zombie horde with a few friends. So yeah, I won't be such an asshole in that one. I'm actually playing a himbo.
We loved Mark.
Yeah, Mark was really fun to play. But yeah, also if you're gonna be in the San Francisco area for Big Bad Con, then I will see you there as well. So yeah.
Amazing. And where can they find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Total Party Chill, which is a different Twitch channel. But also you can find my Twitter handle is @KeithAsada.
Hell yeah. Last but not least, C.
Hey everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. If you liked what I did here tonight, you'll like what I do in other places. You can find me Saturdays at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, always on Transplanar RPG, where I am a co-producer and cast member full-time. If you don't know what that is, let me tell you. It is an all-transgender, person of color-led, 100% homebrew D&D 5th edition actual play livestream set in a non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world. We are on Arc 7 of 8 of our main flagship campaign that's been going for 2 years. So we have a ton of content on our YouTube, on our podcast, like a sick edited version. VODs come out every week, so check that out. We just wrapped up Shoot Your One Shot, which was an all-BIMPOC table of 30 plus players. Which is really great. So go back and watch those one-shots if you're looking to get into it. So yeah, that's Transplanar. I'm in a lot of different places. You can find me Monday nights playing Divine Intervention over on Exquisite Corpse. You can find me Friday nights on Gehenna Gaming playing an extremely feral vampire. You can also find me into upcoming games. I'm playing Monster of the Week on Thursday nights on oh my god, what's it called? The Mythic Initiative. So check that out. That's airing on November 8th. And then on November 12th on Vanna's channel, VANA, we are starting a long-term Strixhaven 5e homebrew campaign, which is also being sponsored in part by Pink City. So that's obviously something super cool that you should check out. That's higher education. And I don't know what else I'm in. I'm in some other stuff, but just follow me on Twitter if you want to see where I am at any given time, because I have way too much fun being feral on the internet.
Hell yeah.
And that's me.
Fantastic. And again, my name is Fabs. Give us a follow. Check us out on Twitter. If you guys got into the middle and you want to watch it from the beginning, the VOD is going to be out exactly as we end the stream. Also, check out the edited version that's going to come out a week after on YouTube and probably here. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Kids on Bikes. We had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.